It's time to tee it up and kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and beyond. No one does it like Sports Zone Radio. And now you can live stream HD video of our broadcast coverage exclusively at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. All part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Chaz Hatch refuses to lose a deal over $1. Hard-hitting broadcast coverage of White Mountains football is up next. Now, let's take you out to the field and join our broadcast team for tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome into Round Valley. And welcome into tonight's broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Floyd Simmons along with Trey Schneider. So we get set to bring you a rematch of this old rivalry. Round Valley hosting the St. John's Redskins, two undefeated teams. Each team coming in with a 3-0 record. How big would it be for the St. John's Redskins to come into Round Valley and beat the Elks, their arch rivals, on their field for their homecoming? That would be massive for the St. John's Redskins. For Round Valley, well, it's going to come down to this. Can they take care of business? You have to give Round Valley the nod these days. Pretty much every time they get together, Round Valley will register as the favorite. And I think tonight is no difference. And a lot of it having to do with the guys you see right there on your screen, those captains that are out there now for Round Valley, guys like Cage Finch, the junior quarterback, Brenton Walker out there. He is also a senior, a wide receiver, a defensive back, and a key member of this Round Valley team. Number 8 there, Lane Hill. Look for him and the things that he can do with devastating effectiveness on the defensive line for Round Valley. And then, of course, what would Round Valley be without some representation from the big guys who aren't always all that big? At 6'5" and 210 pounds, offensive and defensive lineman Brendan Brown out there, number 78 for the Round Valley Elks. They are, of course, tossing the coin. That has been done. And we're about ready to go, everybody, as we thank you for joining us tonight. Taking a look at the Redskins and some of the guys there across that front. Sam Winters, Jude Rabin out there, a couple of seniors to help get this thing started. Mentioned Carson Thomas as well. A lineman on both sides of the ball, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Didn't catch that other captain that was out for St. John's, but we're about ready to go as I bring in my partner, Trey Schneider. Trey, great to have you with us tonight here in Round Valley.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited. As you said, this is a rivalry as old as time. This is as good as it gets for rivalry football, and I've never had the pleasure of watching these guys live, so I'm excited to have this be my first opportunity.
How many times in your playing career did you ever play on this surface, which, by the way, has been replaced since your playing days, but, you know, quote, this surface, this indoor arena here at Round Valley?
Varsity career, I don't think we ever did. I don't remember coming here. I did as a kid playing Pee Wee football, and I just remember it being hot as heck down there.
Well, I don't think they turn the air conditioning on when it's Pee Wee football.
I don't think so.
I do think the varsity is going to get the luxury of maybe a little more temperate climbs down at field level, and we're just about ready to go, everybody. By the way, they have a flag here that is hoisted, and you'll see it a lot on the shots that we give you throughout the broadcast. There's a peek at it. I believe it is the largest flag on display indoor anywhere in Arizona. The largest American flag.
Really?
I do believe so, and they display it all the time, as this one is going to carry him off of one of the receivers into the end zone for a touchback. That was a pretty good kick and could have gotten real interesting as we get the game underway. J.J. Logan unable to handle that line drive knuckleball coming at him. But it will be Round Valley bringing it out to their own 20-yard line to start this one out. That flag, it's always on display here for football, but particularly poignant coming off the week that we have experienced here in this country with the devastating assassination that took place on Wednesday, and then, of course, yesterday, 9/11 and all that was commemorated. They did a great job here in Round Valley with the schools and with the flag at half-mast and the different ceremonies that they did. Meanwhile, it's Round Valley on first down, and they're going to give the ball straight up the middle for a short gain. And the guy toting the rock for Round Valley is Brody Crick. Brody, the junior running back, picks up 7 on the play to make it 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, big run there. Great job by those men up front, getting a good push. That play was all about who wanted it more.
Really was untouched till he got to the second level, wasn't he? Second down and 3, ball at the 27-yard line. Crick gets the ball again, and he is going to bounce off one tackler. Got a nice shade tackle on the edge. And actually, Brody is, I think, that maybe the guy that actually gave the block on the play. The flags are down after the tackle. That's Titan Myers, sophomore. Titan getting his first chance to carry the ball. And I think they're going to tack yardage onto the end of it because there might have been a late hit out of bounds.
I think it was a horse collar. It looked like that defender, as he was trying to make a tackle, his hand slipped into the back of the shoulder pads and gave it a yank because it looked like that was the only way that Titan Meyer was about to go down.
14 yards, the gain on the play. And the officials will take their time and eventually mark it off. It was a horse collar. Good spot, partner.
Thank you.
You said it with confidence, as you should. A good analyst always says it with confidence and then deflects completely when finds himself completely wrong. You got to deflect, always deflect. Round Valley has the ball in St. John's territory for the first time, and it took 2 offensive plays and a penalty to get there. Finch rolls out, and this one is hauled in at the 35, and yardage to about the 16-yard line, and another flag comes out at the end of it. So that'll be a big gain. If it stands, it's going to be 27 yards, and then we'll see what the penalty has to say about the whole thing. The guy that hauled the pass in was Brenton Walker. Walker on the reception from the Cage Finch delivery.
Yeah, Brenton Walker made a great catch out there. It didn't look like he had much to do once he caught the ball, but made a couple guys miss and made a big gain after the fact.
Looks like it's going to be another St. John's penalty, and it's a face mask. That'll be half the distance. So mark it at about the 7.5-yard line. And I got to tell you, my apologies. We've been plagued all season long with technical issues this year. It's just weird. I don't know if they've done any network changes here at Round Valley. They have at Cholo, and we have been dealing with that. Here's a give, by the way, and the sophomore will take this one through that B-gap on the right side, and that is a Round Valley touchdown. Titan Myers steps across, and it's a 7-yard touchdown for Round Valley.
Titan Meyer is one quick kid. Great run there and made a lot of guys miss purely with speed.
I wouldn't want to take anything away from Round Valley, but I will say those 2 big St. John's penalties, they were backbreakers. This is going to be hooked hard left. The kick no good. We'll grab a timeout with 10:44 on the clock here in the first quarter. Stand by. The Sports Zone Game of the Week.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Cholo. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
That kick is going to get away from St. John's and result in a big hit at the end of the play. And the Round Valley Elks, well, they're fired up right now. The guy they got there was, I believe that was J.J. Logan, who eventually delivered the big hit at the end of it. Jude Rabin trying to scoop it up out there, and eventually he got deposited, and that's deep in St. John's territory.
Yeah, and if I'm St. John's, if I'm the quarterback, if I'm these coaches, I'm realizing that this crowd is not friendly to you guys. And so having a play like that isn't going to help. They're going to need to get a couple of good plays strung here together in order to make a good drive.
So now the Redskins get to work and give it up the middle. That'll be a very short pickup on the play. Carrying the football was Jose Pena. Pena carrying the ball. The quarterback is Caden Waite. Waite, a junior at 5'9", 160. And Pena, 5'10", 175, a senior, carrying the ball for the first time today. He gains 3 on the play. Second out 7. The Redskins move early. Left tackle got a little anxious. Got a little hurried on the play, and that'll be 5 yards marked off. Take off the gain a moment ago.
Yeah, so far for the Redskins, their biggest demise thus far early in this game has been discipline. A couple bad penalties in areas where you don't want them, causing them to have to fight harder just to get the same ground that they were just about to get.
Been a while since we've seen St. John's, and they've got a new uniform look to me. Maybe they've been sporting this for a while, but I haven't seen it, especially the helmet look. Here's a give up the middle, and that'll be Pena again, this time crossing the 10 to the 12-yard line. So he got back what was lost on the penalty moment ago, and just about that. It'll bring up third down and around 7 to go for St. John's. If we can get a close-up look at the helmets, I want to see what we got going on. I love the white helmet. I never really cared for the red helmet. And I'm a Holbrook guy, and we always had red helmets, and I always hated the red helmet. Just don't like it, but those helmets there, to me, with the white face mask, I like that.
Those are clean, Floyd.
I like that look. We'll get a closer look. I want to see that logo here. Maybe we get a look at that after this play. Run option left side, and that's a big run around the left side. That's going to result in a first down plus, and a terrific job running the option by Caden Waite. Caden ran it to perfection, got a nice block on the edge, and if you don't have to give it up as a quarterback in that situation, you just don't give it up. That'll be 18 yards on the maybe 16 on the pickup, one way or the other. That is a first down for the Redskins.
Huge play. And great job by Brenton Walker chasing him down, not allowing him to break that one for an even larger gain.
All comes out to the 28-yard line, and right there, it's first down. For the Redskins, they will split T. Platts wide right. That's right. It says the letter T and Platts on the roster. I don't know what T is. Is T short for anything? Is that his actual name? Pena carrying the ball up the middle for the Redskins, and a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7 for St. John's.
I know a couple of guys that go by T, but I don't know if those guys, if that's their name.
Second down play. Coming up for the Redskins. And they'll give it left side. What a nice run. How about the breaking tackles, bruising run to get the first down out across the 40-yard line. That is Trace Nielsen. Nielsen, a senior. And he used every bit of that 6'2", 195-pound frame to pound his way to a nice gain and a Redskins first down.
That is a tall running back, and you're right. He used every bit of that body to get to where he got to. And interesting to see that St. John's is still using that I formation, and they're looking to go up the middle and beat them down till they get their way.
Now they will go to double slots and a single setback just behind the quarterback. And give it on the dive. Straight up the middle. And that's a nice little gain approaching midfield. Pena getting his number called again right here. And that'll be good for 5 yards. 3 yards shy of midfield.
That quick dive is like reminiscent of a quick set in volleyball. It's hard for the defense to react quick enough to stop him in the backfield. And teams that run this well usually get 3 yards per carry if they run it right.
Not very often that somebody is going to make a volleyball analogy. I'll take it, but I'm looking for a pickleball. A pickleball, analogy next time out. Okay, here's a give to Trace Nielsen. Try to use the big fullback to see if he can get that tough yardage toward midfield, but he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. So just work on that, okay? Get us the pickleball thing going.
I have one, but it's kind of specific to a certain instance. So
okay.
I'm kind of waiting to see that one play out.
I can't wait. Is it the kitchen? What is it? I don't know. We're going to find out. 3rd down and 5. Big play right here for St. John's. They will go from that I formation. Run the option. It's the fullback carrying.
All right,
and he gets to midfield, gets to the 50. It'll be 4th and 2.
I was just say I just got the analogy right there. So number 78, Brendan Brown, going ATP. He went around the pole, went on the end of the line to go make that tackle.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I did not think you could do. I didn't think you could pull it off.
I'll work on it. I'll get a better one for you.
I give you kudos on that. So look at this play. St. John's has the offense out there, and by the way, they're running out of time. And they're going to take a timeout. Forced to take a timeout because there was some miscommunication or lack of being able to get something in. Caden Waite, the quarterback, was standing just off. You saw him off the sideline there, trying to get some indication from his coach. And what I think they did there, interesting, Trace, they seemed to let the play clock run down, kind of feeling maybe we're going to take a timeout anyway. Let as much time run off this clock as we can. If you're St. John's, you want to milk that clock the best that you can against Round Valley. And kind of looked like that's what they did.
Yeah, kind of seemed like almost like icing the kicker, but icing the defense, trying to put them on edge a little bit by, what are they drawing up over there? Why are they taking so long? And like you said, it did seem apparent they were going to call a timeout, seeing the quarterback, Caden Waite, over there waiting for his play call.
So 4th down, they're going to call the team in the huddle. Now, this is interesting because there's a receiver that split out to the right. That was Platt. And then when he saw the guys huddling up, he tried to run back, and they said, "No, forget it. You just stay out there." What does that tell you? The ball's not going to Platt, is it?
I don't think so.
No. They're going to roll the quarterback out to the right. Maybe the ball was going to Platt. Hey, break a tackle, and a big hit. That should draw a penalty, and it does. The referee was late in throwing his flag. St. John's going to get a 1st down out of this because he stepped out and then got buried on that Round Valley sideline.
Yeah, that's a tough play. He stepped out of bounds, and it didn't seem like it was intentional. So it looked like he was trying to cut it back up. And, you don't want to fault the Round Valley Elks for trying to get there, but that was significantly late and shouldn't have happened, and that's going to cost them a chance to get their defense off the field. Sometimes
you take a big hit like that from your defender to make a statement early in a game, and you give up, you forfeit that 15 yards because you know that kind of delivery by a defender is going to get in the head of a quarterback who decides, that he wants to run the football.
Yeah, I've been on the end of a few of those kinds of hits, the statement hits, and you certainly do think about them. As hard as you try to put them out of your mind, when you see that same guy coming after you, you look for the nearest guy to try to dump that ball off to.
Let's find out what the referee has to say on the matter. And it's exactly what I thought I saw. The Round Valley fans, of course, do not like it. The Round Valley coaching staff is going to argue against it. And it's an unnecessary roughness call, 15 yards, automatic first down. Well, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, I think that's the way it's going to stand. All right, how about a look at that again? See what we got, what kind of angles we got on it. Pay attention to the finish, obviously. And you see him ease up right there at the end. Fortunately, we don't have another angle at it. But the way he was pulling up, you had to feel like he was clearly, in his own mind, out of bounds. Otherwise, you either step out at that point or you take on the defender.
Yeah, the quarterback I don't think knew that he had stepped out, but there was enough reaction time that looking at that replay, you saw the quarterback actually look back to where the ref had been.
Well, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Help me understand what just took place.
So I think that it's going to be Round Valley ball because the penalty occurred after
the play. Okay, all right. So they did not get the first down. They were stopped short on fourth down, and once he was out of bounds and the play dead, then came the unnecessary roughness after Round Valley had already taken over. So mark it off against them, and the Elks have the football and a 6-0 advantage here in the first quarter.
That's a rough go at it for St. John's there.
Redskins going to load up the box here. And they're going to go with a six-man front. And that's not going to stop Cage Finch. He steps right in front of a defender, change his direction in a hurry, and a nice pickup on the play for Cage Finch, the quarterback. 7 yards the gain on the play. 2nd down and 3 on the way.
That is running the option to perfection. Made a lot of kids out there miss and got a nice gain out of it.
So running the option, by the way, a lot more like the old school, the old style of option, which I like a lot. Motion across the formation, high snap, get it down, Brody Crick. And Crick has 2 yards on the play. He'll be stopped shy of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down and about a yard to go for the Elks.
Yeah, great job by Finch there to handle that high snap. And great job by Brody Crick knowing that bad snap, timing's off. I just got to run hard and get what I can get.
The Elks on offense will swap out some personnel. Case and Finch going out of the game. Kamari Earhart, senior, checks into the lineup for Round Valley. And the Elks are going to split a man wide to the right. It's Brenton Walker. And then motion back across the formation. And Brody Crick has it, spins out of a tackle, and then he's immediately hit again by the St. John's defense. That was just terrific work up front by St. John's. Even though Crick was able to escape that initial contact, he just could not find any room, any quarter, anywhere. There was no lane to run. He loses a yard on the play, and it's 4th down and a couple to go.
Yeah, great job by Sam Winters there, being the first to the scene. And like you said, he wasn't able to bring him down initially, but he stuck with it, and the rest of the St. John's defense swarmed to the ball, making that nearly impossible to gain any yardage from there.
Several guys on the spot, including Jose Pena, who's been doing a lot of the work on offense for this Redskin football team. Hand it off, and a slashing run that gets the first down, and a whole lot more inside the 30, a cutback at the 20, and tackled near the 15-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 18-yard line. Hey, what a run. What a run for Round Valley, and the guy that gets the credit, well, it's that young guy, Titan Myers, the sophomore, with a huge pickup on the play.
He is running like he is the man on this team right now. He is full of confidence, and you saw it there in that run. Very patient, allowing blocks to get out in front of him. And great job from Sam Winters on St. John's to continue to stay in the play and stop him from getting a touchdown.
That was 37 yards, and now Finch looks to throw. Rolls out, lofts it, and he's got a dude, but the ball is going to go through his hands, incomplete. It's a pretty good-looking toss, to be honest with you. And Trenton Trickey did a great job to get free. Trenton's been hurt a lot. They've been sitting him. He's only seen action in one other game of the 3 played so far by Round Valley. And this time, Trenton trying to reach for it. He was open. The ball was there, but maybe a little bit rusty, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, great. As you mentioned, great throw there from the quarterback, and just unfortunately unable to haul that ball in there.
Down to the final 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Interesting formation. You got trips left. Solo receiver Brenton Walker to the right. And they're going to fake it to the sophomore running back, throw it right over the middle. And that catch and run will take it inside the 5-yard line, set up a first and goal for Round Valley. Nice delivery. And if I'm not mistaken, on the receiving end was Brody Crick.
Yes. Great job by Brody Crick to realize St. John's is playing very soft over the top. They don't want to give anything up into the end zone. And Brody ran like a 3-yard curl and just said, give it to me here, and was able to go make a play. And it appeared he might have been a little banged up there afterwards, maybe his elbow, like the funny bone or something like that.
Yeah, I think he pointed to his shoulder. He might have got a little stinger action kind of going on there. Meanwhile, timeout is taken, so we need a timeout? I think we do, right? Got to get a timeout. We'll get a timeout in here with 2:02 on the clock in the first quarter. Stand by, everybody. We'll continue on right here as Round Valley's on the march. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
It started with a dream, simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
Round Valley from the timeout, and they're going to give it right up the middle. Titan Myers on the carry, and he gets tackled. Very short gain on the play. Give him a yard on that one. It'll bring up second and goal from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, great resiliency up there from the St. John's front, not giving anything up.
Option right side, and Cage Finch after the fake will dive in. Round Valley back on the board. And the Elks with a touchdown.
Cage Finch will bring that keeper for 3 yards with 6 points on the board for the Round Valley Elks.
You know, having a quarterback as agile as he is, and having a team full of playmakers like this, once you get down to the 5-yard line, I would have to imagine your playbook's open. You have any play you want, they call a timeout, they decide what they want to do, and they go get a touchdown.
The Elks are on the board, and Cage Finch, the guy that scored that touchdown, gets the play call to go for 2 and throwing the football. And he'll throw into some traffic. A little high for Trenton Trickey, and a little bit low for the guy behind him. One way or the other, with 1:21 remaining in the quarter, The Elks have a 12-0 lead over St. John's here on homecoming. It's homecoming night here, so it means obviously we're going to have a very long halftime when we eventually get to that point. But this first quarter has really just kind of inched along, hasn't it? Doesn't it feel like it's been the longest first quarter of the season so far?
It certainly does. I keep looking down and it says first quarter, and I'm like, we must have that wrong, but we haven't had a quarter stoppage yet.
Kind of just has that feel. The game is taking its time. 1:21 remaining here in this first quarter. I want to thank our broadcast team who are working hard to give you this coverage and facing technical issues, but still working hard to get things done. Here's a line drive kick fielded at the 14-yard line. And a pretty good return. Physical return up the middle. Sam Winters brings it back, and Sam gets knocked down at about the 36-yard line. It'll be first down for St. John's right there. But thank you to our team. You know, Derek, our producer, Sean, on camera. Our technical director is Noah. And you know what? From the Good Morning Show on Mix 98, Rochelle Austin is here, and Rochelle's our scoreboard operator. She's working the clock for us tonight. So a huge assist from Rochelle, and I must say thank you. No matter how mean she is to me, I've got to just say a big thank you. You know, I think mean people too, you know, Trey?
Yeah, and let me just tell you, it's kind of feeling, I feel starstruck sitting here in between you guys.
In between the morning show, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm on your left, Rochelle's on the right. Hey, I get it, man. I feel you, buddy. Two-yard gain a moment ago, run the option, and cut it back up. And that was a little too much of a hesitation. That'll be yardage gained and almost 5 on the play. So I'm not saying it was a terrible decision by the quarterback, by Caden Waite, but that little bit of hesitation, I think, prevented him from maybe getting a couple more out of the play.
Yep. And one of the greatest high school coaches in the White Mountains ever, Kay Solomon, he would always harp to me when we'd run the option. When in doubt, give it up. Let the playmakers make a play.
When in doubt. So we know one thing about you, Trey. You weren't a playmaker. Not according to Coach Solomon, who, by the way, was mentioned today with glowing praise on the Friday Night Football show. Time does, we'll talk about that. Time runs out here in the first quarter. Our clock's a little bit behind. That's okay, because Rochelle's still doing a great job. See how nice I am?
Great job.
On to the second quarter. Back with that here in a moment, everybody. It's the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
Hey, we're back in, everybody, to the Round Valley Dome, where the Elks will take a 12-0 lead over St. John's into the second quarter. Welcome back to our coverage of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. I'm Floyd Simmons, along with Trey Schneider. And also want to say a big thank you to a brand-new sponsoring partner that you're not going to hear in regular commercial form in this game, but they just joined us today, and I want to say a huge thank you to Owens Energy, your propane providers here in the White Mountains. Owens Energy joining us here at the Sports Zone as you watch Nielsen carry the football, and boy, what a carry by Trace Nielsen. The senior pounds his way to a big first down in Round Valley territory. But again, thank you to Owens Energy. And you're looking for just the best providers of propane. You're looking at Owens Energy. 5 years in a row, the best of the best. Best propane company voted in the White Mountains 5 straight years, including this year, 2025. So huge thank you goes out to Dustin and Dennis and Carol and all the great people at Owens Energy. From the I formation, St. John's will give it to the fullback. That's Pena. And he is going to get lifted up, and he'll hit the deck hard after that hit. And the guy that did most of that, there were a couple of defenders, but Brenton Walker will deposit him at the 40-yard line after a nice little 6-yard gain.
Yeah, it's kudos to the St. John's team for just pounding away, sticking to that I formation. I know that sometimes it might feel demoralizing to only get a yard or two, but these guys are right on schedule right now, utilizing that quick handoff right up the middle.
Same set, I formation, quarterback under center. And working at the Round Valley 40-yard line. They'll give it to Nielsen again. Nope, this is Pena. Pena the carry this time. Interesting. Normally, in old school football, when you ran the I formation, you had your bruising fullback type as the up back. That's your fullback. And then your tailback was always the shorter, shiftier, faster guy, smaller guy. But obviously, you know, your speed demon kind of guy. Gained 2 yards on this give to Pena. Pena's the smaller guy. He plays up in the I formation. And then the bigger guy, Trace Nielsen, has been playing back as the tailback. That is a different look.
It is. And it makes me wonder if they like the speed that Nielsen brings on the outside.
Must be, right? Fake the no give on the power right side, and that'll be a first down gain. Needed 2 yards, got about two and a half on the play. So that'll move the chains for St. John's. And a nice job now defensively, able to come in underneath that, undercut, and just about stop Nielsen shy. And as I'm saying all that, I mean, it looks obvious to me it's a first down, but the officials, they took their time, and now they finally indicate first down. They just need to listen to me once in a while. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, it was interesting that they were taking as long as they did to signal that first down because, yeah, from here, it looked like it was there.
Approaching 9.5 minutes remaining here. That we're about 25 seconds difference on the clock. That's okay. 12-0 Round Valley, but St. John's moving the football again. And they have shown that they can move the football. They just have not been able to sustain a drive yet. And they're not going to get much here on first down. Maybe a yard. Ball will be spotted to the Round Valley 35-yard line. Very short gain on that play for the big guy, Trace Nielsen, 195-pound tailback out of that I formation for St. John's.
Well, and on that carry, that was Sam Winters. And, yeah, he got stood up immediately. Great job from the defense there. Primarily, it looked like Lane Hill was one of the first guys to the tackle.
Thanks for correcting me on that. Winters will line up again at tailback. Nielsen is on the wing right side. This time, and the quarterback, Waits, will give it to Pena, the fullback. And he'll get another single yard on the play to bring up 3rd down and 8. So 2 short gains for the St. John's offense puts them in a situation where they may need to put the ball in the air here.
Yeah, and in the first 2 plays of this set of downs, Round Valley isn't really looking at the pass. Everyone is singled up on the outsides, and they are loading the box with 8 to 9 guys. And maybe look to see if St. John's will throw the ball earlier in their set of downs.
Confidence in the guys on the edge. Guys like Trenton Trickey at that left cornerback spot and Cason Finch on the right side. Throwing the football, pressure coming, and nothing you can do about it if you're the Redskins. They're going to lose 6 on the play on a quarterback sack. I'd love to give credit, but there were so many different Round Valley players on the scene. It's hard. One of the guys, I know Joe Brown was right there on top of the quarterback, and it seems like half the defense got there.
Yeah, there was a lot of speed there. Yeah, and it looked like Kamari Earhart was there to initially slow him down. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the quarterback doubt himself, and the rest of the defense did the work by getting there.
Big play on that third down and brings up 4th down and 13. Forcing St. John's into the first punt of the football game, and now they want a timeout. The Redskins will spend a timeout here down 12-0. We'll take a timeout as well. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Our apologies on that. It's not Snowflake and Prescott. It's Round Valley and St. John's. I assure you we won't make that mistake again. Will we? Ball is going to carry him into the end zone. Boy, that was almost the beautiful coffin corner. Almost took that nice angle, but it does go in for the touchback. Unreturned by Round Valley, and the Elks will have the ball at their own 20-yard line here with just under 7 minutes now remaining in the first half. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Floyd Simmons and Trey Schneider here on the call. Trey, well, you having fun yet? You figuring this thing out?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun than just sitting and watching the game, that's for sure.
Sitting and watching the game gets old, I've found. You know, I'm just not so much into it anymore. You know, my wife will watch like 3 NFL games on a Sunday. I can watch like 3 quarters. One in each of those games. Here is the deep throw left side. Got a man behind the defense, and that pass is caught by Brody Crick. And the official is saying that it's a catch. So airing the ball out on first down. Crick down the left sideline, and a great delivery by Finch. Where did he step out? You got somebody at the 50. That would make it a 30-yard gain. Now it's coming back. Where's it coming back to?
It looked like the ref dropped his flag there right at the 10-yard mark. He might have stepped out there on his fade route.
You thinking maybe he is an ineligible receiver at that point?
Yep.
So bringing it all back. So after they give us the call, yeah, ineligible receiver after stepping out of bounds. You can't come back in. Was he forced out? That would be the question. We'll see if we've got a look at it here again on the replay. Have a ganders at it and see if you can. You won't see, might not see him at that point now. Not going to see him where he is at the 10-yard mark downfield. They did run the wheel route. So there was some contact right there. And I can't see it. It's really hard right there, and we have a frame rate issue of some kind. Don't know what's going on. We think network related, but we're not positive one way or the other. That is he was ineligible, according to the official. So the ball is marked back to the 15-yard line. And we'll get a false start on the offense. Well, it was St. John's early in the game that was plagued by penalties, by mistakes, and now it's Round Valley getting caught.
Yeah, I think that they're playing with a lot of confidence, and they got to be careful not to get too overconfident. You are up by 2 scores here, but if you're Round Valley, stay focused. Stay focused on the task at hand, and don't give St. John's any opportunity to take advantage of a penalty like this.
$12-0 our score. The Elks will come out in their classic shotgun set. 3 receivers split to the right. And they'll stop play for a moment to discuss what is the current issue. Hey, before the game, they made an announcement here and said that noisemakers were not going to be allowed. Like cowbells, other devices that make noise. I don't know. And the fans had a bunch of different kinds of noisemakers at the time that they brought with them because they were making a lot of noise with them in the pregame. And then the referee alerted the PA announcer to make an announcement that they weren't going to tolerate them, which is interesting. As a football fan and a broadcaster, you see St. John spend their final time out of the half, and we'll stay right here with it. And 6:41 remaining until halftime. But as a broadcaster and a guy who attends games from time to time as just a fan, just to watch a game when I get an opportunity, I love the idea of no noisemakers. But that's me.
Really?
I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't like them. They certainly do not enhance a broadcast. I can promise you that, okay? So they kind of do the opposite when it comes to, your quality of your broadcast. But deeper than that is that, man, it's hard. It's just hard on you if you're not the person who's into it.
Yeah.
So you brought your cowbell, or you brought your big horn, you brought your vuvuzela, or whatever they're called. If you're not that person that gets one and you just can't wait to blow the place away with that, I think everybody else is kind of like, oh my gosh.
I would say I'm a guy that loves the ambiance of that kind of play, whether you're home or away.
Do you?
That gets the juices going for me.
Okay, as a fan, you can go out to a big game and you're down for it.
Yeah, I try to produce my own noisemakers if I don't bring anything with me.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
And usually my voice does okay.
Okay. All right. You'll find a way. You'll find a way to be heard.
Yes. I don't know if that's always a good thing, though.
Now, have you ever been to a big-time college football game in one of these traditionally, college, a school with a ton of history? Like ASU is, they've got a good team, and, they have their years, and they obviously had a great year last year. Expected to have one this year. By the way, we're giving away tickets. I failed to mention that. We're going to give away, during the game in the second half, tickets to the ASU game tomorrow, and we also have tickets to the Cardinals game on Sunday.
That's awesome. I saw that.
So we're going to give those away in the second half. So I should have mentioned that earlier. But have you ever been to one of these big-time college games, not including ASU, U of A? Because it's hard to really include them in a game like in Texas or Georgia or Alabama. You ever been to one of those?
I've only ever been to ASU. So, no.
Same. And look at Cage Finch. Look at him break the tackles. And he is going to take this one out near first down yardage. Second and a long way to go. He was sitting at second and 26, I think. Second and 25 thereabouts. Might have came up 1 yard shy, breaking the pocket, and damaging that St. John's defense like that.
No better way than just getting it back all in one play. Puts the Round Valley Elks right back on schedule. It's a lot easier for 3rd and inches than it would be for 3rd and 11.
And now 5 minutes and 50 seconds remain in the first half. Give left side and get that first down. It's Brody Crick this time on the carry, and I expected Brody to have a lot more touches by this point of the game, but it doesn't matter. Still very productive carry right there for about 4 yards. They'll spot him at the 34-yard line, and as you said, Trey, back on schedule.
Yep. And Round Valley's doing a great job of sharing the ball around. It's almost impossible for St. John's to key in on any single player right now. And on that previous play, Colton Platt almost blew that up to force a 4th down, but unfortunately missed that tackle there.
From the gun, Cage Finch does a good job to escape the D end, but he can't get rid of that entire defense, and he will be sacked. So a pair of defenders coming up to make the play. As we start to wind down here in the quarter, get to the 5-minute mark. looked like the guys on the play. I think Nico Pena was there, and it looked like Carson Thomas as well, getting there and registering a half sack apiece here for St. John's defense.
Yeah, Jose Pena right there made him look or pull the ball down, knew he had to get out of the pocket there, and great job from St. John's to make the pocket collapse, and they all got there, and Jose Pena right there finishing up with a sack.
Well, you're right, it was Jose, and the other guy was Casil Nunez, so I had them both wrong. There were guys around the play, but I had both guys wrong. Here's a pump fake and throw, and the receiver was breaking free. There was contact there, but it was thrown to the inside of Crick, who was unable to adjust and get to the football. It's incomplete to bring up now. 2nd down and 15. Well, the Round Valley Elks, we see a marker down in the middle of that action. Usually indicates a holding penalty from where it's thrown. And it is a hold. I would expect St. John's to decline, wouldn't you? Decline, bring up 3rd down?
Yeah, I would think so. Try to get him off the field.
So either 3rd down and 15. Well, they're going to take the yardage. And it'll be 2nd down and about 20. They mark it at the, well, they're trying to figure out where to put it. Go one direction, go the other direction. I am not exactly confident in the yardage that we saw stepped off right there. And I'll leave it at that. It is going to be, look at this, 2nd down and 25. I believe. About 2nd and 25. Finch looking left, does a good job to evade one defender. Throws on the run, defended well. Stride for stride with Brody Crick, the defender on the left side of the defense. Jude Rabin, he was with him, and he got the pass breakup. Nicely done by the St. John's defense.
Yeah, great job by the front as well. They threw a lot of pressure. Sam Winters getting right into his face as soon as he started to come back up from his drop and forced him out of the pocket on the run. They kept pressure on him as he was rolling out. And then the DB's job was easy, just go make a play on the ball.
And kept him contained.
Yeah.
So that he couldn't do what he did earlier in the drive, which is to break it off on a big, long run and kind of reset the offense. So now you're looking at 3rd and about 25. Quite a voyage in front of the empty backfield of Cage Finch, and he'll throw quickly over the middle and broken up. So good defense again by St. John's. A couple of guys getting involved on the play. Sam Winters been getting his name called a lot, hasn't he? And that was Colton Platt as well, who stepped across. And one of those guys got a hand on the ball and knocked it out.
Yeah, that ball was placed a little bit too much behind him. They would have had a chance for a big gain. The safety was over the top, so I don't think they would have gotten a 1st down. But they would have been able to get a much larger chunk if he would have led him a little bit more. And I don't think the linebackers there would have gotten a hand on the ball.
Can't hear them all that well from where we're at, but the St. John student section is letting their boys know all about it. 4th down and 25, and a pair of receivers drop back now for St. John's to field this kick. And it will be brought in at the 42-yard line. And some room to run around the left side. Lower the shoulder. And a strong finish right in front of the St. John's fans, who roar with approval. The return by Sam Winters. St. John's gets their best starting field position in this first half.
Great return there from Sam Winters. And if you're St. John's, this is a moment where you need to capitalize. You have a lot of momentum going your way. Like you said, that was a big hit from Sam Winters by lowering his shoulder right in front of those fans, and they loved it, and they let him know.
So those St. John's fans, they are like right there. They can almost reach out and touch the Round Valley coaching staff on the sideline, and they're making a lot of noise. It's got to be a little bit frustrating for those coaches, just a hair. Give it right side, and Nielsen is going to bounce off 3 tacklers, ball in the air. His teammate has it. St. John's will spin ahead for the most unlikely of 1st down pickups on this play. And a late flag comes in. It ends up about a 14, maybe 15-yard gain. The guy, Platt ended up with the ball right in his hands. Right place, right time.
He looked about as surprised as we did to see that ball end up in his hands. And so was the defense. They weren't ready for that one, and it allowed him to get 3 or 4 more yards after the ball kind of landed in his arms.
The way the St. John's fans are cheering, they must have seen something. And this must be going against the Elks defense. 2 markers actually came out at the end of that play. A couple of guys saw the same thing.
Yeah, I saw the referees turn and look to one of the Round Valley players and was trying to get him to kind of back off. And so I wonder if maybe that player also heard something that he didn't like.
Unsportsmanlike on the defense. There were 2 flags, he said, 2 fouls. So 2 separate unsportsmanlike flags, and somebody's been ejected. One of the Round Valley players, perhaps maybe the same guy, got flagged consecutively on that play. And it looks like Round Valley is going to play the rest of the game without the ejected player. So leaving the field is Kamari Earhart, senior, outside linebacker. And it's the end of his homecoming senior night game. And you can only hope for his sake that this game doesn't come down, to the bitter end here against St. John's. The Redskins get an automatic first down. They are at the 3-yard line with the football. They've had a couple of opportunities moving the ball here as you get a Round Valley timeout. They've moved the ball decently well in the game, but they have not been able to sustain. They have not been able to cash it in. And here's their most golden opportunity of the game, Trey.
Yeah. Aside from that one play that resulted in a fumble recovered by his own teammate in a run, they really haven't had too many big plays here. They have just stayed consistent. They stuck to their system. They know what they want to do, and they just keep chugging away. As we mentioned earlier in the game, they're going to just keep chugging at this clock. The clock isn't too much of a factor. They understand they have a lot of game left, and they're going to continue to do what they need to do.
The timeout comes with a 12-0 Round Valley lead. St. John's working on trying to get their first points of the game, and they need the full 6 right here. Hey, got a text message from one of these Round Valley guys, one of the Round Valley greats. My friend Jeff Soderquist says, hello, Floyd. Just curious, how far back of athletes on the mountain are you guys talking about? And Jeff, are you referring to the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame? Is that what you're talking about? Because I'll address that here after this play on 1st and goal. Handoff to Pena. And the pile is moving toward the goal line momentarily. This one's going to be at the 1 or inside the 1. No indication of a touchdown.
Round Valley, why'd you stop screaming? They stopped them.
I think it's going to be inside the 1-yard line.
I don't think you can put a ball closer to the goal line.
It's going to be right at the 1 now.
Yep.
They moved it back.
Just a little bit.
So it's now they're going to move it to the other side of the... They moved it around a little bit. Let me put it that way. Ball is somewhere in the vicinity of the 1-yard line, and St. John's will line up in that I formation. Nielsen dotting the I. Give it to the fullback. Pena with the push. And he's in the end zone. A St. John's touchdown.
2-yard play. Touchdown, St. John's.
There is I wouldn't call it a sea of red on the one side of the stands, but it's like a great lake of red over there on that side, and they have completely silenced for the moment the homecoming Round Valley fans.
Yeah, that north end of the stands there, wow. They are doing enough cheering for the rest of us right now.
And the Redskins will drill a line drive point after kick to make it 7. It's 12-7, Round Valley in front in this one. Big thank you to our sponsoring partners of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Of course, it's presented by Hatch Toyota, part of the Friday Night Football Show. And I want to mention a couple others as well out there. A big thank you goes out to Ace Hardware of the White Mountains. They've been with us as partners on our coverage of high school football since the very beginning. And they are proud supporters of White Mountains athletics. All these teams that we cover in the White Mountains, from Snowflake to Show Low to Blue Ridge and St. John's and Round Valley. And we say thank you to Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for their sponsoring partnership of our live sports coverage. A big thank you as well goes out to Hatch Concrete. Hatch Concrete says, "This mud's for you." And by mud, they mean concrete, in case you didn't make the connection. So thank you to Hatch Concrete for the outstanding partnership here on the Friday Night Football Show and, of course, the Game of the Week broadcast. And I'll say it again, brand new partners with us here this week and for the rest of this season. And that would be Owens Energy. Owens Energy, they've got their office on the Deuce Clubs in Show Low, but they serve the entire White Mountains. They are your White Mountains propane provider. And they are voted in 2025 as the best of the best propane company in the White Mountains by your vote. Look at this return. Tough return, stays alive. Didn't get much more out of it, but a nice battle anyway. Ball out to the 26-yard line. Thank you to Owens Energy for joining us here and helping us bring you the Sports Zone's Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Hatch Toyota, and a special thank you to the great people at Owens Energy. 12-7, our score, 12-7. Round Valley with the ball, and knowing what Round Valley can typically do and how explosive they can be, there's a lot of time on that clock for them. They do have but the one timeout.
Yeah, these guys have had a lot of big plays tonight. I wouldn't be surprised to see one or two of them here.
Empty backfield for Finch. And he'll run the football, or at least he thought about running the football. Marker down early on. That's normally an indicator of false start, and that will be a false start on the offense, so they'll move it back 5 yards. And the Elks will have to run the play again. Well, it looked like they were going to do a design run, didn't it?
Yeah, a little QB draw right there. And as I mentioned earlier, I think that Round Valley was very pleased with themselves to jump out to a quick 12-0 lead. And it seems that they've lost a little bit of that focus. There's been a lot of undisciplined plays leading to horse collar tackles to false starts, and they've got to clean that up if they want to make a big run here.
Yeah, the penalty monster has really gotten the Round Valley Elks in the second quarter. Now Finch looking to throw, and he is going to loft one in the air. Brody Crick was running a downfield wheel route, and he kind of gave up on the play, and then his quarterback decided to heave one out there. And turns out Brody was nowhere near it, and I think he's going to get an earful coming back to the sideline.
Yeah, that's difficult. It looked like Brody Crick was trying to make himself visible. It looked like he tried to turn his chest to his quarterback, saying, "Here I am, get it to me." And Cage Finch thought he was going to turn and run with it and lofted it out, and it more looked like that pass was intended for Jude Rabin.
Great job on the edge defensively, and it was Rabin, you said. I think that was staying with him.
Yep.
And did not bite on the out move, and so he was stride for stride. In fact, a couple of steps deep on the receiver. As you see Finch fake it, hang on to it, and he gets dragged down at the 30-yard line. Gain on the play of about 8 yards, and it should leave Round Valley looking at a third down and about 6.
Yeah, it looked like that was Casiel Nunez on the tackle there.
Clock moving. Round Valley's got the timeout, the one timeout remaining. St. John's has none. And slow in getting this play going. Crick gets the catch and a first down. Well, no, he's short of the first down by about a yard. He stepped out of bounds, so it'll be 4th and 1 And here's the thing, Round Valley's got to get the first down, right? That's job one right here. That's going to cost them a little bit of time at any rate in getting that. And of course, there's no assurance that they get the first down, but now I don't think the whole playbook is open for Round Valley at the moment.
No, they've got to go back to the basics, the bread and the butter, do what they do best. Because right now the momentum has been taken away from them completely, and they've got to steal it back.
It's an empty backfield for Finch. He's got to be running the football, right? I think we're going to find out on 4th and 1. High snap. He's back to throw. He's got pressure coming at him. Throws on the run left side. I think that catch was made. And the St. John's coaches want a non-catch. It's going to be a 5-yard gain for a first down on the reception by Trenton. Tricky. Was that Tricky on the receiving end?
No, that was J.J. Logan, and what an athletic play to go up and get down on the sideline. I mean, obviously from our standpoint, we can't see if he was in, but it looked like he made a great effort to get his feet back down off the catch.
Big first down pickup on that play. And Round Valley keeps that drive going. He was tackled inbounds. I thought he got out of bounds. The clock is moving. It's down to 1:03. I guess I'm just completely confused in that whole exchange. Gain of 5 on this play on a completed pass to J.J. Logan. Logan down at the 45-yard line. The clock counting down under 50 seconds now. Round Valley got set in a hurry. Well done. Throw it to the near side, and it skips in, incomplete. And it will stop the clock with 41 seconds. 41 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2 on the way to the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report.
Yeah, great job on the previous play from J.J. Logan. He got tackled and immediately pulled that Larry Fitzgerald style. He knew that the clock was running, sprint back to the ref, give him the ball so they could get set. And St. John's was still trying to make subs and get their defense flipped to a more favorable position.
And a third down. Finch throwing over the middle. Brody Quick, he's got it on the run inside the 20. Turn on the Jets. Brody Quick, touchdown, Round Valley. "55 yards on the pass completion. Cage Finch to Brody Quick. And I don't know how many times you can say it. You can't let that play happen. It's a given. You just don't let anybody behind you in these moments. Final seconds of a quarter, final seconds of a half. You know what the other guys are trying to do. You can't let it happen, and a breakdown on the St. John's defense. Round Valley takes full advantage.
Yeah, Cage Finch did a great job. He had pressure coming, and he held it as long as he could to give Click a chance to get it open across the middle. The safety had his eyes in the backfield and got burned.
Finch want to try to get the 2 points, and he'll overthrows receiver. So again, a failure on the point there. It's going to stay at 18-7. That was enormous. That was enormous as you look again at it. And no safety help over the top. It's a little perplexing, to be honest with you.
I think that his safety was there on the right hash. I think he saw something that he was a little more fearful of on the far side and gave it up on the near side.
That's one that is just that's gonna stick in your craw right there. You know, that is fundamentals of defense. You can't let it happen. And for Round Valley, just absolute perfect execution on the play. A great throw in stride to maybe your fastest guy on your team. If he's not your fastest, he might be your quickest. Does that make sense?
I think so. I was never either of those, but it makes sense.
Fast and quick can often be two different things when you're talking about football guys, but you're never saying that about a Trey Schneider.
No, I've never been accused of that.
But I will say this. I did discover today, Trey, that you hold a pretty impressive record for the Snowflake Lobos.
Yeah.
I did find out today that you own the record for the longest throwing touchdown in Snowflake history. if I'm not mistaken. Here's a high kick, and that's going to be trouble. Doinks in there, and Round Valley has it with 31 seconds remaining in the half.
Oh, no. If you're St. John's, what are you doing? That ball bounces right in front of you. You've got to go get that.
It is, back-to-back mental breakdowns on those plays.
I can't believe that.
That just cannot happen. So there's an onside kick recovery by Round Valley. They've got the ball at the St. John's 33-yard line, and I'm looking at the body language on that St. John's defense. They look demoralized right now.
Oh, completely deflated. 3 plays ago, they had all the momentum, and now they look like they're not in the same headspace they just were.
Remember, the Elks have a timeout remaining. And they'll throw it to the sideline. It is broken up. It's a good play by the defender, T. Platt.
Yeah, fantastic play there from T. Platt. Made a great break on that ball.
Still trying to figure out what the T stands for. I do not know. Tommy, perhaps?
That's true.
Theodore.
I know a T. He goes by T, but I think his name is Tyler.
Could be Tyler. Could be Tyrone.
True.
But we don't know. We're going to go with T because that's what the roster says. It says T. Pump fake, throw it deep, off the back foot, and that's over. And Platt is the nearest guy there to make sure that one didn't go. And the guy that they were throwing at was Brenton Walker. And that will stop the clock here with 21 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, seemed like Cage Finch really likes having Brenton Walker there on the outside. He keeps going and looking that way in his reads. And I think he wanted to just give Walker a chance to go make a play.
How devastating to St. John's and their psyche would a 24-7 deficit be going into halftime?
Well, considering that just a few game seconds ago, they were walking into a 12-7 game, that's got to be tough.
Finch lofts it high in the air, and again, his receiver gets behind the defender, and there was contact early. I'm looking for a flag. The back judge decides keep the hanky in his pocket. Could have very easily pulled something out because didn't it look like contact before the ball got there?
Yeah, and it didn't appear to be like incidental. It looked like he was trying to position himself to go make a play. However, if you're obstructing a player from going to get the ball, that's a penalty.
But again, I've got to question how the offensive player is getting behind the defenders.
I think that they're letting their eyes sit in the backfield. I think that Cage Finch, having broken that bigger play, like breaking out of the pocket, I think that they're very worried about that. But if you're a DB, you've got to trust that your linemen and your linebackers are accounting for that. You, like you've mentioned, are not supposed to let them get behind you by any means.
Well, Round Valley has taken their final timeout, so they've expended. You can't take them with you into the locker room, so they're going to spend that last timeout right here with 13 seconds left. Probably call a couple of plays. If you get a first down, the clock will stop, and you can get up on the ball and do something, either clock it or run a play. But Round Valley owned the first, I would say, 6 or 8 minutes of the game. Now they own the last couple of minutes of the half. And that has spelled so far an 11-point advantage, which could grow right here. And I say that only because we've seen some breakdowns on defense. Here's a deep throw. Again, somebody open behind the defense, and I can't believe what I'm seeing, but give it up to Round Valley. That is a touchdown for the Elks. And the pass is hauled in by Brenton Walker, who got wide open behind the defense.
I'm with you, Floyd. I have no idea what's going on right now with that St. John's defense. I'm not even seeing one high right now, which you would expect in a situation like this. There's 30 seconds left. I would be thinking play at least 2 high, 3 high. Or, at the very minimum, put 1 up there. But right now, that linebacker, he's trying his best to stay with one of the faster guys on this team, and he's getting burned.
These 2 touchdowns by Round Valley, and there's a point after that finally sails through to make it 25-7, 4 seconds remaining now. These 2 touchdowns in these final seconds are completely inexplicable to me. I can't explain them.
I'm watching this replay, and I think that if St. John's wants a chance to be at this game, I think that those head coaches need to regroup and figure out what they're going to do defensively, because honestly, their offense has done a lot. They've taken care of the ball. They've done their best to march down the field, but that defense, they're giving up way too much, and as the old saying goes, defense wins games. And if St. John's wants a chance to get back and potentially win this game, it's going to start on the defensive end of the ball. And mistakes like that, allowing deep throws over the middle with nobody within 5 to 10 yards, are they going to be able to get back in this game?
If St. John's could somehow pull one out, pull a trick out of the bag of tricks here with a return. Here's that. Again, onside kick, it's scooped up, and there is the hometown scoreboard operator is not quite on his game, but there are 2 seconds remaining in the half. And Round Valley is taking full advantage of what has been a complete mental breakdown by St. John's. They have completely folded mentally, and I don't know any other way to put it. I want to be as gracious as I can, but if I'm a St. John's fan, I am livid right now at what I'm seeing on the field. Those Redskins players, athlete for athlete, they match up really well with Round Valley.
They do.
They should keep this game tight. They should be in this game throughout. But it is slipping out of their hands in just the last couple of minutes of this half. And I have a hard time faulting the guys on the field unless they simply are hearing instruction and not willing to do what they're being told to do.
And St. John's, they've always been a good program. I can't imagine that they have athletes that are not going to listen to instructions of their coach. And so this goes right back to the coaches. You've got to make adjustments. At halftime, you've got to rile your team. You've got to get them to focus, and you've got to come out with a change here. You have to do something different, because so far you've had 2 back-to-back kicks that have been given up. That the second one seemed a little bit more of an onside attempt. The first one just seemed like just a little pooch kick near the sideline that they ended up getting. But you've got to be able, as a return team, to get to that ball. You have a 10-yard advantage.
I just don't know how 2 times, twice in a row, the receivers get wide open behind you for touchdowns on defense in a situation where you are utterly expecting that to happen or expecting them to go deep. And then twice in a row, almost the exact same onside kick. I think they were both onside kick attempts myself, Trey. But in that non-standard way that guys do that now, kick between the levels of the receiving team and try to get the ball, land the ball in there, and they did it perfectly, executed perfectly both times. How does it happen twice? How do you get either one of those scenarios happen twice, let alone both of them happen 2 times in a row? And on the final play of the half, Finch is going to get dragged down. That'll actually be a quarterback sack. But it's small consolation for St. John's. Give credit to the hustler on defense at their Colton Platt, who gets that quarterback sack. But that was preceded by a whirlwind of Round Valley activity that sees them put 2 touchdowns on the board. And where St. John's had themselves in a great spot to finish out the half and look forward to a second half, it is now 25-7, Round Valley in front as we go on to a long halftime. And we'll be working on some technical issues for you during the half, okay? So we invite you to stick around. Take a timeout. We'll break it down for you at some point in our halftime. It's homecoming here at Round Valley, so they've got royalty and some other festivities out there on the field here at the half. And you'll see some of that on your screen. All right? Score is 25-7. Stay with us. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report is on the way. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
It started with a dream, simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort. Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
In years past, when you needed expert medical care, you may have overlooked one credible local healthcare provider. White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic is your destination for specialized care, orthopedics, podiatry, behavioral health, and advanced interventional pain management. And it's all closer than you think. Located in Springerville, White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
Your royalty court. Duchess Jenna Blunt. Jen is involved in student council, NHS, FBLA, and president of the French Honor Society. Works for Meals on Wheels and volunteers in the classroom for literacy and math. Volunteers for NPC and is big for our senior citizens. She wants to get a master's degree in chemistry. Our Duke, Josiah Gleason. Participates in FBLA, National Honor Society, French Honor Society, and the Ski and Snowboard Club and Student Council. Loves volunteering at the Dome Concessions and Legacy Leadership Projects. Plans to pursue an electrical engineering degree at university. Ladies and gentlemen, Josiah and Jenna. Prince and Princess. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Seth Geisler and Trenton Tricky. Seth is the Senior Class President, National Honor Society Vice President, French Honor Society Secretary, FBLA, and varsity cheerleader president here. She's completed over 120 hours of community service, such as working foster care, Living Hope, and senior citizen in Monterey. Plans to attend Arizona State University or U of A. That's a polarizing choice right there. To earn a bachelor's degree in psychology with the goal of earning a PhD in clinical psychology and becoming a psychologist. Trin participates in baseball, football, track, pickleball, chess, and NHS. He's ref Pee Wee football, coached Little League leadership in Round Valley or the St. John's communities. Make some noise if you or one of your children are in legacy leadership. So this is the second year that we've had a little bit of a friendly competition between the Round Valley and St. John's groups. The winning school gets to have the other school's principal wear their school colors the following Monday. Last year, St. John's High School's principal rocked black and gold. Fans and Redskins fans, you have about 5 minutes. 5 minutes before kickoff.
Well, we welcome you back, football fans, to Round Valley. We think we have worked out most of our technical issues that we've been having tonight here at the Dome. And if not most of them, some of them, part of them. I don't like that idea right there at all. Is that Sean? Is that Sean walking down the stairs there with a herd of little Round Valley Elklings all around him? And yeah, that seems a little sketchy. How's it working? Is it working? Connection? Seem to be okay? We're trying to get some work done with y'all folks here and get you ready for a second half here. Homecoming at Round Valley High School, the Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota. Some great partners that go along with them, like the Furniture Gallery and Snowflake. David and Tiffany Black will do you right. They'll take care of you. And we want to thank them, as always, for being with us here on the Friday Night Football Show, the Game of the Week. That's the Furniture Gallery and Snowflake. Great partners, great friends, great people, and great product. It's all great. It's all great. It's just great. Just great. Big thank you goes out to Cellular One of Northeast Arizona. They've been with us from the very beginning. It's 3.5 decades of great time spent together. Thank you. I don't know if we can say thank you enough to Cellular One of Northeast Arizona. Big thank you. They are sponsoring partners of our game coverage here at the Sports Zone. Thank you goes out to Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Thanks goes out to Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. You're supposed to say and tint.
Oh, and tint. I'm with you.
At the end of it, okay?
All right, I'm with you.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and tint. You did it. You did it. You saw some semblance of a halftime report presented by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and tint. Man, Trey.
I'll get there.
Trey, you're making life a little tough on me now. Okay, so Anywho, great partners that we have here at the Sports Zone. We'll mention some more here as we carry on and go along in our game broadcast. But we say thank you for being with us. Now, we got one break we can take. Oh, you're kind of at the beginning, aren't you, with your breaks there? It's kind of like a start over. Can you set up where you need to be? Can you manually go where you got to get? I don't know if you can or not. Because we had to reset everything, people. We had to restart from the get-go. That's what we had to do. I don't know. We'll try something out. Let's grab a quick timeout. We'll start the second half for you, everybody, in a moment. Stand by. It's more of the Hatch Toyota presentation of the Sports Zone Game of the Week right after this.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
Back into it. Back into our coverage of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the Sports Zone Radio YouTube channel, as well as Mix 98, KRFM, Sholo. The home of the Friday Night Football Show. The home of our coverage of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Floyd Simmons along with Trey Schneider here tonight. And the opening kick of the second half is officially booted away, and the line drive is going to be fielded at about the 17-yard line. And that'll come straight back eventually up the middle before the tackle is put on the return man. Bringing it back was Jude Rabin. Rabin on the return. And that'll be a first down for St. John's as we get this second half underway. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is brought to you by Hatch Toyota. And it's St. John's operating from their own 39-yard line to start the second half. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back in, Trey.
Thank you, Floyd. Yeah, it was good to see a good return there from Jude Rabin right off the bat. He didn't look like he is too down on himself, and that's what this team's going to need if they want to make a big half here.
Quarterback under center. Give it to the tailback, and he'll pick his way across the line of scrimmage for a gain of, well, that might be first down yardage. I think it is. I think that's right at 10 yards. And it should be a first down. The guy carrying the football, Trace Nielsen. Nielsen on the carry, and they will mark him just a football shy of the first down. No need to measure, they say. So if I'm St. John's right here, how about why not a pop pass of some kind? Why not just fake it, dive into the line, try to throw over the top, do something, make a play.
Yeah, try to catch him off guard here.
Instead, they're going to give it on the power, straight up the middle. Nielsen the carry, 2 yards the gain on the play, and that is a St. John's first down. We saw them do this the first time they had the ball today. Move the ball with that power running set out of the I formation and get those chains moving downfield.
Yeah, when you're down like this, the most important thing you can do is go back to the basics. Do the things that you do every day. No need right now. There's no need to try to do anything drastic. You've got a lot of time. So, yeah, just keep chugging away at it. But as we mentioned, try to do something to catch these guys off guard here.
Wide receivers split out left and right, and the I formation give to the fullback. And that is a common theme for the Redskins. I kind of like I would like to pull it and quick flip to the tailback around the edge. The quarterback seems to want to give it up because he's getting upfield pressure from that DN that he's facing, and I think he's just giving the ball up a little too soon. 3-yard gain, nothing to sneeze at when you're running the option and the dive to your fullback. Yet at the same time, you like to keep if he's not going to slash you for 5 or 7 yards.
Yeah, exactly. And, yeah, you got to keep the defense honest because right now it looks like Brody Calipolo right now, he's just flying upfield. And if they can just, get one of those quick pitches out, that might help a lot.
Play action. And the quarterback is just going to keep it himself and maybe get 2 yards out of the play. Well, Caden Wade, that quarterback, I think he made an early decision to run the football and didn't give time to survey the field a little bit more and maybe deliver one downfield. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, T. Platt was doing jumping jacks in the end zone with nobody within 20 yards of him. And so, yeah, you'd like to see, is it Caden? Yeah, Caden Wade. You'd like to see him hold it for a split second longer, survey a little bit longer, and potentially deliver a strike that gives you a little bit of momentum.
So it does bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Redskins. Now a single setback, toss sweep, left side. Turn it up, first down yardage, and that's going to be a big gain. One of the Redskins' longest from scrimmage in the game, Sam Winters, getting the work done this time for a big first down.
Yeah, great job. You look right here on this replay, you see him see a little hole and he explodes. He doesn't wait to see what comes of it. He got right up in there, and great job from Bretton Walker to chase him down.
21 yards, the gain on the play, and a first down for St. John's at the Round Valley 23-yard line. So, think about it. If they had played good defense at the end of the half, good defense, by the way, would not have been in the position of those 2 onside kick recoveries by Round Valley, okay? So you play good defense, you get out of there down 12-7 at worst. And now with the football first here in the second half, imagine St. John's moving the ball nicely. If they can turn this into points, and they're going to do that right now on a pass completion to T. Platt. T's got the touchdown. St. John's has got points on the board. What could have been for St. John's in this moment right now had they played defense, taking care of responsibility over the top in that first half, which they could have easily done. They weren't beaten athletically. They were beaten alignment-wise, strategy-wise, and or mentally. They were beaten. That's how it happened in that first half. Imagine what it'd be right now.
Oh, yeah, they'd be up 1 right now. And that's a totally different ball game than still being down 2 scores.
And a ton of momentum for them.
Yeah.
But give him this credit. What a bounce back, huh?
Oh, my goodness. How easy would it have been for the St. John's team to say, hey, we put up a good fight. Let's just get through this, don't get hurt, and let's go home. But credit to this team here coming out, making a play. They're not done.
Terrific job. And T. Platt has the touchdown. Stand by, everybody. It's the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
The St. John's kick is away. It goes out of bounds. This is going to be a procedure penalty on the kicking team, and Round Valley will have the ball at the 35-yard line, the 35, as we bring you back into the third quarter in our broadcast coverage of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. St. John's with a great gut check touchdown drive. I mean, you know, you talked about it. You could cash your chips in early on that, be real demoralized, and to a certain extent they ought to be with what happened. The 2 long touchdowns, the 2 onside kick recoveries by Round Valley. None of that should have been allowed. No. But a great bounce back right there, the resiliency, and now they're going to come after the running back, and it's going to be the sophomore getting a carry to start the second half. Carrying the football is Titan Myers. Myers on the carry. Myers a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, great job there from St. John's. Malachi West, he's a defensive tackle in there. He got in and almost had him for a stop behind the line, but credit to Malachi there to bounce that out and get a big gain on that.
It'll bring up second down and a yard to go, and maybe Round Valley will try to stretch the field right here. We'll see. No, they're going to run option with the quarterback. Finch will keep. Finch will run into a zone guy, and then ahead of steam as he lowers the boom on the defender out at about the 37-yard line. That was a terrific run. Gain on the play of 23 and a first down.
Yeah, this is highlight reel stuff right here. See on this juke, makes 2 St. John's players take each other out and continues to run. And great job from Sam Winters coming over the top to knock Cage Finch out of bounds.
A 25-14 Round Valley advantage, and moving the football like that, they are setting themselves up nicely to extend the lead once again here in the second half now. Finch gives it, and there's a lot of initial contact, broken tackle running by Round Valley, and it's Myers again. The young sophomore has been getting most of the work running the football for the Elks, and he gets 4 yards on that play. He is just slippery, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's running confidently. So when those defensive linemen come flying through, he's staying patient, he's staying upright, he's staying balanced, and that's allowing him to find a quick seam to at least get a little bit of yardage.
Second down and 6. Redskins with 3 down linemen. And 2 on the edge, and Cage will fake it, take this to the 29-yard line, and be a couple of yards shy. It'll leave about 3rd down and And 2, they actually spot him back. Well, no, they're gonna put him at the 34. I thought that's where that would end up. 3rd down and a couple to go for Round Valley's offense. Did get a report that going into halftime, Trenton Trickey was in street clothes, injured. Then he got dressed at halftime, and he's on the sideline right now, but in uniform. So I suppose a possibility we're going to get to see Trenton Trickey in the second half somewhere. There's a carry by Myers, and he is able to take it to the 27-yard line, and that's right at the yardage necessary for a first down.
Yeah, right now Round Valley's taking advantage of the fact that they have points. They have more points right now than St. John's, and they're allowing that to just stay calm. They're chipping away at this field, and St. John's has got to show some resiliency if they want to stay in this game.
Three receivers are split to the right of the formation. They're going to give it up the middle. And carrying the football for a first time today is Jackson Crick. He's just a freshman, decent-sized freshman, I'll tell you that. And that'll be Jackson's first carry of the game. Give him 7 yards on his debut carry of the game.
So I actually coached against Jackson last year in basketball, and that kid is a hustler. He is tough, and it's a really cool thing to see him run as hard as he did just there.
And he is going to get the ball again, and he's got a hole on the left side, and he's got some speed, and he booms his way into the end zone for a Round Valley touchdown. 20 yards on the carry. Round Valley on the board again.
It is not very often that you see a freshman run with that much confidence, that much strength, and he refused to let anybody put a hand on him, and he ran that one all the way in.
Boy, how good do you feel if you're Round Valley and you've got Brody Crick and you've got Titan Myers, and then you throw a freshman like that into the mix, and he gives you that kind of work. That's a clean point after. It is 32-14 Round Valley with 5 minutes left on the clock here in this third quarter. Stand by for more. It's the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It started with a dream. Simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
Our thanks goes out to the Bloom House Floral Design Shop in Pinetop and in Show Low. Their sponsoring partner is highly appreciated here at the Sports Zone. Here's a kick that is going to be tough to handle. That's a great kick, and it's going to bounce all the way back inside the 10-yard line. Circling around, but unable to break the 15 is the St. John's return team. The guy that brought it back, Jude Rabin. Rabin was brought down there, and then somebody stayed on the ground after that hit just now. Was that Jude himself? And whoever it is, it looks like we've got a cramp going, and you got to like this. I don't see any training personnel coming in off the bench. I see coaches coming in for St. John's. You got your teammate out there stretching your leg out. You know, sometimes, and that is Rabin, by the way, sometimes your budget doesn't allow for a full-time trainer on the sideline.
Man, and just when he'd gotten rid of that cramp, it came right back.
I know.
Oh,
And coach is giving him a hand there. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. The head coach of this St. John's team, that is Lon Dimbat. assisted by Adam Patterson and our good old friend Dave Bradshaw. I wonder if Dave is still the athletic director. Yeah, that cramp's having its way right now. Man, I tell you, I've had some cramps lately. At the end of some long days of work, and just kind of forgetting to hydrate and so on. I had a cramp on the back of my leg, hamstring area, but more toward the knee and on the side. I've never had one there before in my life, and I promise you, it's the worst cramp I've ever experienced. Pain level only ever topped for me by my pinky, my broken pinky, which, I've said many times, it's the worst pain that a person can experience is the broken pinky. Women have their claims on, childbirth and stuff like that, but I get it. That's no picnic, but
no, it is not.
But broken pinky.
I haven't,
my friend.
I have not dealt with a broken pinky.
Exactly.
But I've watched my wife deal with childbirth, and I don't know if I want to watch anyone deal with that.
Under 5 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. Caden Waite's going to break the pocket and break a couple of tackles and slip ahead across the 20-yard line. So, nice pickup by Caden. He's going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down. And he did get tackled inbounds, didn't he? They stopped the clock for a moment. Though I'm not sure why.
I'll look at the highlight or the replay here. It looked like he stayed in bounds, but we'll see. Oh, maybe he did get out.
Maybe he just kind of got a little edge, a little piece of the paint on the sideline. So they did stop the clock with 4:42 remaining in the third quarter. A 32-14 advantage for Round Valley. And give up the middle. Nielsen on the carry this time to the 28-yard line. And he's got the first down. Gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, and great job by these offensive linemen up front. These guys have just, in the run game specifically, they are all finding a man. They are putting their bodies on them, and they're not allowing them to get into that backfield to disrupt that quick handoff or even the following handoff in those instances. And it's allowing St. John's to still ground and pound here.
I want you to take a look at one of those defensive linemen, number 20, okay? That is Peyton Tucker. He is a sophomore for Round Valley. Look at him lining up over the center. I don't know if he is 5'6". I'm not sure he is. He's sticking his nose right in the middle of that action, facing the much bigger lineman. And there's Sam Winters refusing to go down. He might have got himself a little cramp right there. I'm not sure, but he refused to be brought down, breaking tackles and making a statement with a big run right in front of the Round Valley bench.
Yeah, just what we were talking about earlier. They fake the dive. They run that option out to the right side there. And this time the quarterback was quick. He just gave it up, letting Sam Winters make a play. Unfortunately, he stepped out of bounds, but he probably had another 7-8 yards on that run had he not stepped out.
So then, second down and 5. Skins will bring it up to the line. They could really use some points on this drive. We'll see what they can do on this second down play. And Nielsen is going to get hit and spin for an extra yard after contact. The tackle there initiated by Lane Hill. I haven't mentioned Lane a lot, but he's been in the middle of things. And it's a yard shy, so a 4-yard pickup, third down and 1 coming up. And I again draw your attention, Trey, to number 20, Peyton Tucker, on that defensive line for Round Valley. Check this guy out.
Yeah, what do they have him listed at? Oh, they don't have this.
They don't have numbers on him.
They don't. He does not look an inch above 5'2", but man, he is showing a lot of heart. And that kid doesn't care who he's lining up against.
Yeah.
He's flying across that line.
Yeah.
He's filling a gap, and there he is making a play.
He really is. I mean, did you see him?
That is awesome.
I got to be tough to block anyway. I'm going to put him at 5'4". I'm going to say the kid's got to be 5'4". The center of gravity, though, that's what's really hard to measure. I don't know that you can really measure his center of gravity. And he has taken advantage and made a play right there, as you mentioned. Look at this. No gain. Fourth down and a yard. And this is a huge moment for St. John's. They're not even thinking about punting the football. Not on homecoming at Round Valley. Not at the Dome, not on the road against their arch enemies. Give it to the fullback and get a first down straight ahead. Is that Pena finally carrying for the first time in a while?
I think so.
Hadn't seen him. He is normally, and that is Jose Pena carries the ball across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and the Redskins with a critical fourth down conversion here to keep the drive going.
That is all about exerting your will right there. Those front five linemen just got a big jump. They moved the front for Round Valley on the defensive side, and great job by Pena by staying on his feet.
First and 10 for the Redskins, high formation.
High formation, fake the handoff, and Caden Waite is able to escape the clutches of one defender and escape getting sacked by gaining 2 inches on the play before he goes down. Could not quite slither out of that last contact, and it'll be second down and 10. So we talked a moment ago about Peyton Tucker, diminutive defensive lineman who lines up at the right end spot. Well, the guy next to him at the D tackle spot is that freshman we talked about earlier, Jackson Crick. So Jackson playing running back, and impressively so with the big touchdown run a while ago. And that freshman, I mean, your running backs don't line up on the D line.
Not nose tackle, no.
That is just not. That's not common. I don't know what's going on. You just do what you have to do. You play where you've got to play, and if you're a Round Valley Elk, you know what? What do you want me, Coach? What do you need me?
Yeah, both of these schools known for just having athletes. And honestly, Jackson, he's one of those guys, he could be a safety. He could be a middle linebacker. He could be outside linebacker. Or in this case, he's a nose tackle, and he is just going hard at that center.
And he's given up some poundage, I'll tell you that. That right side of the defensive line is not very big. And look at this, coming unabated at the quarterback. Here's a toss that is caught. Nice pass, great catch. And it's going to be well shy of the first down, but a much-needed gain of about 8 yards on the play. And the guy that was there to haul the pass in, was that T. Platts? It was. Mm-hmm. T on the receiving end. By the way, T. Platt, the letter T, first name, and the last name Platt, that is his name. We found out. We did some research here a while ago, thanks to Derek Simmons. And T is not short for anything. That is the first name. That's awesome. I love it.
That's where we've come to in names.
I love
just
it.
letters now.
Third down and 6. Option, pitch it. That's what they needed to do earlier. And Nielsen makes the defense pay. Round Valley has been selling out on the first or second guy. The tailback, I think, has been there for a while, and now they get a big play out of it, and a flag comes in after the tackle is made.
I don't think that we're necessarily experts at the game, but we have for sure been talking about that since the first half, and that right there is why you've got to keep the defense honest, because earlier in the game, up to this point really, St. John's hasn't kept Round Valley honest with that pitch, and we saw what happens there.
29-yard gain, and they're going to tack on half the distance to the goal line on a horse collar tackle at the end of it. So another 7.5 yards from the spot right here from the 25-yard line. Should only be 7.5 yards. No, they're going to count it. They're going to mark off 12. Okay, that's right. That's right. Pardon me on that. Half the distance from the 25-yard line. They make it to 12.5. They nailed it. And that is where St. John's will line up here with a first down. And they can get a first down with the ball at the 12.5-yard line. Single setback. That's Pena. The quarterback will roll out. Caden Waite being chased. He's going to eat the football and lose a bunch of that yardage back, but somebody came in, maybe late, maybe with the helmets, one or the other, and that's another Round Valley penalty, I believe, that we're going to see marked off. Another unsportsmanlike or personal foul type penalty.
And now you've got Round Valley coaches having to hold each other back down here. They are not happy with that call.
Well, take a look at it. Watch the guy come in, the second guy coming in on the hit. You get that clean tackle there, and then you get that. And the officials took umbrage with that. Though I got to tell you, looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty clean to me. The quarterback is going down. Here comes the initiation of the contact. I could see it go either way. I wouldn't really argue no matter what you called on that, but I think Round Valley, a team that likes to play with a lot of aggression, a lot of physicality, that's their style of game, and they're going to go out there and question it right now as we close out this third quarter. Fourth period on the way. Stand by for it, everybody. The Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Hey, thank you, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tints. Yeah,
a little
thank
late.
you.
Sorry.
We bit behind there, Coach. So there's some pointing going on from one of the St. John's coaches. They're looking for some help on something. I don't know what it is. So we're going to pause play for just a moment. Hey, by the way, I had referred to Coach Dimbat earlier. Now, okay, there's a medical problem, a medical issue maybe?
Yeah, that's what it appears to be.
I don't know what's going on. Something on the St. John's sideline. One of the St. John's coaches is having an issue, having an episode of some kind.
Oh no!
I don't know what it is. Now they're bringing the gurney out.
Fans, please stay clear of the field.
I'm not sure what's happening, but we'll get a report as soon as we can on that. But there is a lot of urgency, and you've got first responder personnel racing on either side of the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
One thing I'll say for sure, there are a lot of paramedic and other medical professionals here tonight at the game, and they are responding with a lot of urgency. We're not sure what's going on. There appears to be an issue with one of the coaches on the St. John sideline, and I had mentioned earlier that the head coach is Coach Dimbat. Well, that's a listing. That's an online listing. I was incorrect about that. It's actually Jake Udall. A lot of people ought to know Jake Udall, who is an official. And he's an AIA official, but he is, I guess, at the present time, he is the head coach of the St. John's Redskins. They're still working to find out what is going on. They are stopping the play. So before this fourth quarter begins, we'll take a timeout and see if we can sort some things out for you. We'll return in a moment, everybody. 32-14. The fourth quarter will begin in a moment. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a 2-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
It started with a dream. Simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
Imagine watching your favorite team without a comfy couch to leap from when your team scores that winning touchdown, or a table for all of your favorite game time snacks, or even a media center to display your TV. Unthinkable. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, brings only the best to make your game time experience a winner. The Furniture Gallery will help make your house into a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
Hatch Toyota will pay top dollar for your trade, whether you buy a vehicle from us or not. Get a free appraisal. Get a free Carfax report. Get a check. And we'll pay you up to 120% above Kelley Blue Book value. Hatch Toyota is buying quality late model vehicles. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Get an appraisal. Get a check. We want your vehicle and are willing to pay for it. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and hatchtoyota.com.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a 2-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
In years past, when you needed expert medical care, you may have overlooked one credible local healthcare provider. White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic is your destination for specialized care, orthopedics, podiatry, behavioral health, and advanced interventional pain management. And it's all closer than you think. Located in Springerville, White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Hatch Toyota will pay the top dollar for your trade, whether you buy a vehicle from us or not. Get a free appraisal. Get a free Carfax report. Get a check. And we'll pay you up to 120% above Kelley Blue Book value. Hatch Toyota is buying quality late model vehicles. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Get an appraisal. Get a check. We want your vehicle and are willing to pay for it. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and hatchtoyota.com.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
Well, we tried to time it out for you, and we certainly didn't want to be insensitive about the situations going on the field, which we'll do more explaining for you here in a moment. But you just saw the tail end of a St. John's touchdown run. They tossed it. They tossed it to Sam Winters. Winters got some great blocking on the edge and goes into the end zone for a Redskins touchdown. So they're still in the game here in this fourth quarter. Still in the game, and we'll see. We'll await the outcome of the point after try here coming up in a moment. But 32-20, you see the score on your scoreboard as St. John's does take the ball in. And we'll have a look at the replay for you here after the 2-point try, and we get this fourth quarter underway. What a game it's been, and if not for that last 2 minutes of the first half, St. John's would be sitting in a lot different position than what they are right now. Meanwhile, we're getting another stoppage of play. So earlier what happened was one of the St. John's coaches, who apparently has had a recent heart attack, he had an episode. They went over to deal with him. In the process, a first responder was injured, and seriously injured, it appeared. And so that brought the attention of medical staff here. It divided their attention. You see now the gurney that had been originally transported to the St. John's sideline to help deal with the coach having an issue on that side. Well, then they took the gurney to the other side of the field because it was apparent that a first responder had injured himself trying to get to the scene. And that looked like it could have been a really serious situation. They both do, of course. And that led to most of the delay. It turns out that individual eventually is back on his feet and seems to be doing fine, doing okay. They haven't used the gurney to transport him for further medical attention. We don't know what's going on there, but that has all been cleared up. But right after St. John's just now scored this touchdown, they have once again responded to the St. John's sideline, and it looks like they're going to transport the coach who's having that issue on that sideline, and his name is Coach Garcia. And under his own power, he was able to walk himself to the gurney and get loaded up there. So it looks like he will be transported to the hospital so that they can take a look at him. But the level of urgency over on that sideline, while it is certainly it's high. They aren't. They appear to be stabilizing the situation. So,
yeah, it was a very somber situation here in the dome, and looks like we're actually ready to resume play here.
Get back for the point after try. And the kick is up, and it's good here at the Dome. We'll stay right here, everybody. And a 32-21 advantage for Round Valley, but St. John's isn't going away into that dark night just yet with this fourth quarter here now getting underway. Do we have a look? Do we have a replay on that Sam Winters touchdown that happened? Yeah, do we have that? Let's have a gander because we came back late from the break, and I don't know how much people saw about it. Here it is, the toss to Winters. Get some blocking out on the edge and able to take it in.
Yeah, great athleticism there from Sam Winters. You hear a lot of times from coaches that coach receivers and running backs, cut it upfield, get it up quick. And he made the good decision of bouncing that to the outside and got him to the touchdown.
Well, coaches came from the old school. Old school football it's changed a lot.
It has.
Well, I mean, what we allow kids to do, we're discovering that, a lot of times just the natural tendencies and inclination that an athletic kid might have out there, as you see Round Valley roll a bunch of guys up. I mean, they're up there trying to protect against any sort of onside kick attempt. And we're only getting underway in the fourth quarter here. But I think that, your natural inclinations and tendencies as an athlete on what you would want to do, I do believe is something that coaches are embracing a whole lot more. Because remember, they used to tell us, don't do this, don't do that, don't do anything. Just do exactly this thing I'm prescribing for you, okay? Run it exactly. Don't step this way or that way or do anything else. And you know what? I think not only is it, and by the way, the crowd is going to give a hand and acknowledge Coach Garcia leaving the field. And he will be transported to the hospital. And a great job by the first responders here. I can't believe how many people we saw in medical uniforms out there. They were all over the field.
I don't know where they came from. They were coming from everywhere.
Here's the kick toward the corner, and that'll carry him into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Round Valley's football at the 20-yard line. Well, Trey, you're involved in the medical business to an extent. You're not doing. You're on the business side.
Yes, not doing any hands-on with the patients. No, I gave that a try. I went to school to maybe be a PA, and when you have to put your hand in a box and identify a bone, that's when I learned it wasn't for me.
Hand in a box. And tell me what bone this is.
Yep.
Boy, I tell you. I don't know. As long as it's not a pinky.
I imagine that hurt.
So big time. Whistles at the start of the play, false start on the offense. And, penalties have been a nemesis for this Round Valley team for the last couple of quarters. St. John's has been able to clean up their side mostly. Round Valley's continued to have some issues. For the Elks, what's really been the most painful is the number of personal fouls.
Yeah, and those penalties have really given life to this St. John's squad, and it's made life a lot harder for Round Valley to put them away.
Handoff to Jackson Crick, and Jackson, the freshman, gains a couple of yards. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line after that pickup for the youngster. I call him a youngster. He's a freshman, but you're over here telling me during a break a while ago that he's a man.
He is a man. So I coached against him in junior high basketball, and just last year we played him at a tournament, and he came out to the floor and had more facial hair than I did.
More facial hair than you.
Which isn't necessarily too hard, but for sure it had more than I did.
Here's a pickup of about a yard on this play, carrying the football and getting back into the action is Titan Myers. Myers with a short gain, just a yard on the play. How about that St. John's defense? Doing a good job in this sequence. Snuffing the run. It's 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, that front is exhibiting a lot of resilience. I keep going back to that because, as we've mentioned, it would have been a lot easier for this team to just roll over and be done when they had a lot of bad mental plays in a row. But they haven't given up yet. They haven't quit, and they're doing everything they can to give themselves a chance to win this game.
Play brought in by Brenton Walker. He'll split out to the left side. And a long sequence with the snap count. Fake it. Throw over the middle. And that is batted in the air and nearly intercepted. Good play, and the guy defensively getting there for St. John's, coming across. And again, if he'd have been able to pull it in, Colton Platt, he was going to take that one to the house, everybody.
Yeah, looking at this replay here, he was so close from turning the tide on this game.
So the incomplete pass forces the punt team on for Round Valley on a 4th and 9. So right now, St. John's kind of dictating the terms of the game.
They have a lot of work to do, but they're not out yet.
St. John's got an opportunity to bring pressure right here. And they're going to choose not to. And maybe a good idea because that's a shanked kick that will hit and give them great field position. It caroms out at the 45-yard line of Round Valley. And so the Redskins have a short field in front of them and an opportunity right here. You keep going back. I keep going back. This should be a much different game at this point.
Yeah.
Now, I love the fight in this St. John's team. You know, not a lot of numbers on that sideline. You look at it, there aren't a ton of dudes over there. But, boy, I tell you, St. John's, I think, is shaping up to be a contender in the 2A ranks because the way they're playing Round Valley, who is a very good 3A team, I just like what I'm seeing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And the quarterback now is Caden Waite. Takes that low snap, hands it off right side to the edge. A little stiff arm and a nice little gain inside the 40-yard line. Sam Winters, who scored the touchdown just a moment ago for the Redskins, takes it to the Round Valley 38-yard line.
Yeah, Sam Winters with a big run and Brenton Walker with a great tackle. How many times have we called their names together, whether one's tackling the other? These two guys are making big plays for their teams.
Clock continues its movements. 9.5 minutes to play. And the Redskins, who haven't thrown the ball a lot today, in a situation they don't have to throw, of course, and they're going to try the little inside give, fake the toss, and boy, that one could have gone wrong in a lot of ways. It did not. They were able to get the handoff away to Winters, and then St. John's at that moment says, let's spend the first of our timeouts here in the second half. So we'll grab one as well in this third quarter. 9:13 on the clock in the third period. In the fourth quarter, in the fourth period. Stand by. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a two-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
Hey everybody, back into it. Welcome back into our coverage of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota, part of the Friday Night Football Show. Give it to the fullback. Pena's got it up the middle, and he's got a first down for St. John's. He gained about 3, close to 3, before his momentum was driven backwards by the Round Valley defense. But that is how you pick up a first down. And the Redskins keep the drive alive here in the fourth quarter.
One thing that I cannot commend enough for these St. John's players and their coaches is they have not strayed from what has worked for them. There's a reason they're 3-0, and they're showing it right now, trying to give themselves a chance to go on to be 4-0.
Somebody will remain undefeated after this game. Who will it be? Waite steps up, escapes, breaks a tackle, throws to the sideline, and it is incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10, stop the clock.
Yeah, great decision there from Waite. Tons of pressure all around. You'd like to see their offensive line give him a little bit more time. But nonetheless, he escapes a lot of hits, gets out of the pocket, nothing's there. Rather than force an incompletion, or rather than force an interception, he throws it away for an incompletion, keep the drive alive.
The Redskins from the I formation, and they'll give it to the second guy, and a big pile up in the middle. Good old-fashioned, old-school football. And we're just going to line up and we're going to power our way at you. That is a carry for Nielsen. And he is able to pick up 3 on the play. It's 3rd down and 7. We're supposed to give away some tickets. ASU plays tomorrow. They play Texas State, and then the Cardinals play on Sunday. We've got tickets to both of those games. And pressure comes. And Waite goes down. Big sack. And a loss of 13 on the play. That was a monster, and it brings up 4th down and a long way to go for the Redskins.
Brody Kilapolo, another one of those guys on that defensive line that is very undersized, but he made a great play nonetheless. If you're St. John's in that situation, you've got to look to throw the ball a little bit quicker than that. These drops are getting long, and you're allowing Round Valley to get a lot of pressure off the edges that your linemen can't pick up. So look for St. John's to look to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker.
Timeout spin on the field. I didn't see who grabbed that particular timeout.
Looks like it was St. John's.
So the Redskins do spend one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So now only 1 timeout left for St. John's down the stretch. Interesting at the moment here on 4th down. It appears that they are going for it. It appears that, why would you ever call timeout for your punt team? I don't think you'd do that. I'm going to go with that ain't happening. And so with 7:50 remaining, we got to come up with a way for people to win tickets. Tickets. ASU tomorrow, we got tickets for that. And we've got tickets for Sunday's Arizona Cardinals game. Who do the Cardinals play on Sunday?
Are they playing Carolina at home?
I guess. If you say so. If you say so.
Let's see. I've got it in my phone. Let's take a look.
So, what can we...
Yeah, Panthers.
What can we do? How do we do it?
Historically, what have we done to give away tickets?
Here's what we're going to do. I've got something for you. Back to throw. Waite throws, delivers, and that is broken up at the last second. Brilliantly on defense by Brenton Walker. The receiver was open. If that pass is a little flatter, that thing goes for 6, I think. It hung up just enough for Walker to range over and somehow get a paw on that thing and knock it down.
An absolute big play from one of the biggest players on this roster. You see that? He just flew in there, ball hawk, knocked that thing away, and that really could be what seals this game for Round Valley.
Turnover on downs. The ball belongs to the Elks. And you can bet they're going to start to work on that clock now with 7:44 remaining and an 11-point advantage for Round Valley. They lead 32-21 and under 8 minutes left in regulation. Okay, I know how we're going to do this. I got you. Because we're giving away tickets to ASU tomorrow and to the Cardinals on Sunday. There's Brody Crick carrying the ball for 9 yards to the 48-yard line of St. John's. That'll bring up 2nd down and a yard. Here's what we do. You know the quarterback for ASU?
Yep.
Sam Levitt.
Yes.
Highly acclaimed.
Yes.
You know the quarterback for the Cardinals?
I do.
Kyler Murray.
Yes.
Acclaimed. Now,
I don't think you wanted to say that.
here is my question. And you text us with your answer. The number is 928-313-9800. 928-313-9800. And there's no right or wrong answer to this. We just want your answer, and then we'll put you into a drawing. This will show your interest as Brody Crick breaks it across the 30, across the 20. Brody spins, stays on his feet, goes into the end zone. A Round Valley touchdown. "48 yards on the run, a dynamic run for Brody Crick as he spins out of a last-second, last-gasp tackle, and what a huge touchdown for Round Valley.
Absolutely huge, you're right. Like you said, they were just looking to run yards. They were just trying to run the clock, get out of this game, and now they've got a larger advantage. They can breathe a little bit easier.
Point after is blocked, and so it stays 38-21. Now 17-point advantage, 3-score lead for Round Valley. How about Brody Crick, huh? And he gets himself into a tangle right there, and with that flick of the arm, he's able to cast away the defender and score the big touchdown.
Wow.
And Round Valley goes up big now here at homecoming. So here's the question. Text us your answer. Would you rather have as your quarterback, just right now, whether you were the ASU team or the Cardinals team, would you rather have as your quarterback Sam Levitt or Kyler Murray? Wow. Just head up. Either one of them right now. I'm not saying one level or the other. I'm just saying which one of those guys you want.
Do you want me to try to sway the vote?
I don't care. You do what you give it a try.
All right, I'm going Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, I would say, okay.
I think he has all the physical attributes to be an all-time great. The decision-making's not there yet, but luckily that's the whole point of having a career in football is you have time to figure it out.
7 years in, you're saying that decision-making's not quite there yet, but you're waiting for it.
Yeah, it does make sense. You know, I don't think that many jobs would allow someone 7 years to figure out a job, but I think he could do it.
Here comes that decision-making. There's a fair catch made on the kick. Return by St. John. Had they only done that in the first half, that score would be dramatically different, everybody. So 928-313-9800 is the number. We've got a couple of answers. Somebody check it in. And the first two responses are both Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is who those two listeners / viewers are suggesting.
Yeah.
You said Kyler Murray.
And nothing against Sam Levitt. The kid's a great quarterback. I think that he's got a longer jump for that decision-making to go before he can solidify himself as a great.
Just right now, you would take Kyler Murray. He's going to give you a better chance of winning the game in front of you and maybe maximizing your opportunities, i.e. playoffs, Super Bowl, Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I think so. I think the dual threat that he brings far outweighs the arm that Sam Levitt brings.
Interesting. Okay, 928-313-9800. We got somebody texting on your comment there a moment ago. As Waite drops back and lets it fly, and that's his guy didn't come out of his break yet, so that's going to overthrow everything and stop the clock with 6:36 remaining and bring up second down and 15 for the Skins. Let's see here. Somebody here says, Levitt, he survives the Michigan winters, so that makes him pretty tough in my books, said somebody.
That's true. That's fair.
Okay. Got another vote for Sam Levitt out there. Got it. So, here's another vote for Sam. Now, Sam has pulled ahead here in the voting.
Yeah.
Somebody texted in and said, let's see, Trey says Murray has all the physical attributes. Does Trey know that he's 4'9"? Is the question on the text message.
So
that wasn't me.
No, I would venture to say that I was one of the tallest quarterbacks to play for Snowflake.
Yeah.
Most of the quarterbacks that you look at for Snowflake that were all-time greats are about Kyler Murray's height. So I think that there's something to be said there, that height doesn't necessarily mean anything.
There's a little bit of truth, a little bit of, whatever. Here's a spin out, and the quarterback, Jaden Wade, he got tripped up, and he goes down with the loss of a yard on the play, actually. Let's see here. Somebody says, Kyler Murray with exclamation points. He's already proven himself in college without Scadaboo. I'm going Murray, is what that person says. Thank you for that. Here's another vote for Kyler Murray. And yet another vote for Kyler. So now Kyler pulling back into the front here. And another vote for Kyler Murray. And yet another vote for Kyler Murray. Deep throw. Oh. And that is not going to land for the Redskins. It'll drop incomplete and stop the clock with 6 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in regulation. 928-313-9800 is our number. You can text us and let us know your answer to the question. If right now you had to pick a quarterback of these two guys that play, the guy for ASU, the guy for the Cardinals, you taking Kyler Murray, you taking Sam Leavitt?
Both great quarterbacks, though. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody says, I'll take Sam Leavitt. He's a solid running threat. His passes are beautiful. So far, his decisions and touch on passes this season have been but his ceiling is potentially higher. Now, is that literal? Figurative? What is that?
He does require a higher ceiling.
What is that last comment? How am I supposed to understand that? Here's a swing pass right side. Nielsen hauls it in, but the defense is there, and give some credit to the first guy in contact. J.J. Logan flying in there and disrupting the effort to get upfield by Nielsen.
Yeah, I didn't mind that play call. They've taken a couple shots deep here, and they tried to go with a quick swing to the outside to just see if they could get some yards. But, yeah, as you mentioned, J.J. Logan flying in there to make a hit.
5.5 remaining in regulation. Back to throw. Deep drop. Set up throw over the middle. Pass intercepted. Round Valley's got it. To the sideline it goes. And a big return deep into St. John's territory for Titan Myers, the sophomore. We've seen him running the ball on offense. We see him now make a huge play on defense. That doesn't quite ice the game, but it goes a long way towards securing a potential homecoming victory for Round Valley.
Yeah, and actually, fortunately, this is a rare fortunately for Rep Valley, they actually have a penalty near midfield, and I think that's going to be a hold or an illegal block of some kind. It's going to bring the ball back, but the reason that's a fortunate penalty there for Round Valley is that gives them more field to eat up the clock.
Some words out there. Our guy there, Peyton Tucker, is getting a little talking to by the coaches. He might have had a little something to say on the field to his St. John's opponents, and he is being corrected. But it's interesting because the guy, Coach Haas that was talking to him? 6'9" Coach Haas talking to 5'4" Peyton Tucker. That was an interesting exchange. I liked it.
That looks like an NBA player getting after their own kid, their toddler there.
I wouldn't have used the word toddler. Exactly.
You're right. Yeah.
No, but that kid has been tough all day. Peyton Tucker. I mean, he's getting an earful, but that's just Coach wants to make sure he understands the discipline in the moment that's required, necessary to preserve this 17-point advantage that he's got. But make no mistake, Peyton Tucker has played a great game on the defensive line. A guy at that size, it just blows me away how effective he has been today.
Seriously, what a great just game of effort. I don't think he ever took a play off. He shot gaps all night. He forced much bigger offensive linemen to get uncomfortable, because how often are those offensive linemen blocking a guy as small as he is? That's not natural for a lot of those guys. And honestly, I think that he saw an opportunity to get on the field and have more plays, and he showed why he was there tonight.
Stoppage of play again. St. John's is wondering, why isn't somebody being ejected? Now the officials are going to put the ball, and they're going to mark it off from the 49-yard line back the other direction. Round Valley is going to have a first down deep in their own territory. They moved the chains back, so they're saying that was, well, I don't know what they're saying. It's 1st and 10, Round Valley at their own 38-yard line. Can you understand exactly what just took place?
I was trying to make sense of it. I think that there were multiple penalties, but and I think that they initially marked off at the end of the play where it should have been marked off from where the foul occurred.
Brody Crick will have it, and he'll slant left, find a hole, and then get dragged down with a face mask inside the 40. And so Round Valley will be looking at the ball at about the 23-yard line when they step off the extra yardage at the end of this thing. 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in regulation. There's a marker down in the backfield as well. So we may have offsetting penalties and see if they decide to give Brody a chance on that same play. That's a great play design on it.
Yeah. Yeah, as he gets that left sweep there, cuts it up. Oh. In real time, it didn't look as if it was as intentional, but that was, he had all the time in the world to not grab the face mask there.
We ask you the question right now, just right now, who would you take at quarterback? Sam Levitt, the ASU quarterback, or Kyler Murray, the Cardinals quarterback? We had somebody check in. They said Kyler Murray with the smiley face that has the star eyeballs. I don't know what it means.
I think that means rock star if I had to guess, but also I'm a little removed as well.
Is that what it means? I really don't know what most of the emojis mean.
No, I just throw them in if they look like they fit the vibe.
Yeah, I throw them in, and then every once in a while my son will be like, do you have any idea what that means? I'm like, no, there it is. One thing I won't do, ever.
Okay.
LOL.
Oh, no.
I'm not an LOL guy.
Nope.
I don't think guys should be LOL guys, to be honest with you. Here's another vote for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray gets a vote right there. And 2-yard gain for Round Valley. They gave it to Crick. He tried to run it the other way. Now Crick he's got that left arm again. Like he's got a little stinger going on left side. I think you get him off the field right now, don't you?
Yeah, this is definitely the time to let
17.
Yeah, this is definitely the time to start getting your second string guys in there and let them work against a good defense. But here's what I think we do, Floyd, for all these people that have texted in. I think that we select a Sam Levitt option and send them to the Cardinals game. And then let's send a Kyler Murray answer to the ASU game.
we might do something like that. Let's see. Somebody else checked in and said LeDuc over Kyler and Sam. 3-0 for the Lobos. Would have loved to see them play Round Valley this year. Well, boy, Snowflake's got considerable size advantage, I'm going to say. Here is a good-looking effort. Was there another marker down? Yeah, They're going to say a procedure penalty against Round Valley, so that'll go back 5 yards. And the run there just now by Titan Myers to no effect at all. So Jacob LeDuc over Kyler and Sam. I do think this. I think Jacob LeDuc is a Division I football player. Now, I don't think he's a D1 quarterback. And I hope he's getting reps on defense with Snowflake. I haven't seen Snowflake play yet, so I don't know if they're giving him a chance on that side. Snowflake likes to go as much as they can,
one way.
2 units, one way. I kind of wish that they would let the best 11 on the field a lot of the time, just saying.
Yeah.
But I think that Jacob LeDuc is like his legendary uncle Nathan LeDuc. I think he is a Division I safety.
So I don't disagree with that. I actually think that's a really looking at his build, looking at his speed, looking at his skill set, that very well could suit it very well. But when I watched him play last year, I haven't had a chance to catch the Lobos this year, but when I watched him last year, he has these flashes of like Taysom Hill. He's a utility player. Whatever you need him to do, he can do. And so going on with that, if he wants to play quarterback in college, I think he can. It takes a lot of work. But as you said, he is a marvelous athlete, so he could really do anything he wants to do.
I think so. I think he can play quarterback at the next level. I'm not saying he can't. I just don't I'm just not maybe 100% sold that he could do it at the D1 level.
Yeah.
Could he do it at D2? Could he do it at FCS? Is it FCS or FBS? FBS is bowl series.
Yeah.
Okay, FCS. Could he do it there? Could he play maybe some quarterback at like an NAU? I think it's possible. But at the same time, listen, P.J. London could not crack the starting lineup outside of injury. He couldn't win the starting job at NAU. In fact, he gave up playing the balance of his career just to become a coach because I think he was just tired of being.
That's a grind.
Yeah, it's a grind if you're not the starter, right?
Yeah.
P.J. London couldn't start at NAU. And that's saying a lot about, a guy who's one of the more talented quarterbacks we've ever seen play here in the White Mountains region. Another one of those guys who is unquestionably on his way at some point in the future in becoming a part of the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame, P.J. London. And so if P.J. can't do it, and P.J. was a better passer so far than what I've seen from Leduc, who can really do everything. But P.J. he could throw the ball really well.
And he was the complete package. He was one that defenses, you weren't going to win if you didn't have an extensive game plan and multiple different things to throw at him.
Exactly right. So Jacob, what a tremendous athlete. I see him as a different position on the field. Maybe I'm wrong. And I certainly wouldn't want to discourage the guy because, what a great athlete who could kind of do anything he wants to do.
Luckily, he's also one of the fastest guys on that team. So he could go sit in as a receiver. He could be a good running back. He's got a good build for it.
There's a gain out to the 45-yard line and bring up 4th down and 3 now for Round Valley. And we'll see. Is the punt team coming on? I don't know. Somebody texted in, and their answer was, Kyler is the...
We're not allowed to say that on air.
It's an emoji. It's a brown emoji.
It looks like chocolate. Just maybe not the kind you eat.
It's got eyeballs. That's somebody likes Kyler a lot, I guess. So 928-313-9800. You can text us and let us know who you think. Who would you take right now? Right now is your quarterback. Whatever football team you got. Would you take Kyler or would you take Sam Levitt? Brody Crick gets the first down, steps out on a gain of 5 yards. And that right there should just about do it.
Yep.
Minute 53 remaining. He did step out. So it'll stop the clock for a moment and we'll get it going again on the snap. But then at that point, it's going to be, certainly one more first down. It's all over, but not much hope left in the tank for the Redskins, who I thought fought valiantly, played a great game, and you take away the 2 minutes of the second quarter, we'd be looking at a different outcome right now and a different sense of urgency out there on the field.
Yeah, honestly, 4 plays and 4 consecutive plays really dictated how this game went. Between the first touchdown that should have never went. Had a little. I don't think that was anything malicious, but it wasn't a form tackle, if you know what I mean.
Well, he had to reach out and grab a little piece of Titan Myers the best that he could. The defender. Just a little jersey tackle, Sam Winters. Nothing.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul.
But no, you take away those 2 touchdowns, as we were saying, at the end of the second quarter, and those 2 failed recoveries for St. John's. This game goes a completely different way.
Minute 6 remaining in regulation. Round Valley working the play clock all the way down to about a second. Boy, what a hit on the freshman. Jackson Crick running the football. And there's a linebacker right there for St. John's that maybe needs a little more praise than he's got tonight. Colton Platt has made some plays. And watch this one here. That is a big hit.
Monster hit. And great job. You see him, he recognizes the run. He steps down and then starts sliding across the back of his defensive line. And I don't think Jackson saw him and got lit up because of it.
Not going to end a victory for St. John's, but that hit by Colton Platt That's one that at least he can take with him, and his teammates can take and say, you know what? We made our mistakes. We did it to ourselves. But we cleaned it up, and I tell you, you go toe-to-toe with Round Valley, their arch nemesis, and Round Valley, as usual, great football team. Time runs out in this one. And a victory for the Round Valley Elks. They have defeated St. John's 38-21. We need to start thinking about the Sports Zone's player of the game. It's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, our very good friends at White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Can't say thanks enough to those good people. All that they do with us at the Sports Zone, and we're going to give away, we'll have a t-shirt coming up. Those t-shirts will be produced here soon, and we'll get those distributed to these outstanding athletes. And we will have our Sports Zone player, if not players of the game, announced for Round Valley here in just a moment. So stand by. We'll take a timeout, everybody. Return with us to the Round Valley Dome for our postgame in just a moment. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
Next Friday.
Back into it, everybody. Our post-game wrap-up on the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. And here in our post-game, we will announce the Sports Zone's Player of the Game coming up in a moment. It's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Floyd Simmons here, along with Trey Schneider. Well, Trey, great game. That is not the correct score, so let's see if we can you correct that? So again, 38-21. 38-21 is our score. Trying to figure this out. Our scorekeeper took off and she blew out of here and didn't quite nail the score for us at the end. She had the score all the way. That's Rochelle Austin, everybody. It's not working. You know what? It's on your end. It's on your end, Noah. Update the score, maybe. We'll get that for you, folks, here in just a moment. Nope, you got the wrong one. He's working on it. We'll get that score for 38-21, everybody. The final score, a victory for Round Valley. So the Elks go to 4-0 on the season. St. John's drops the heartbreaking road loss to their arch enemies, but they fought well in the process, and they will drop now to 3-1 on the campaign. They'll be talking about, I think, for a long time, that final 2 minutes where they gave up 2 long touchdowns when St. John's should have been in prevent defense mindset. And yet, Round Valley on consecutive touchdown throws there at the end of the first half within a half a minute or so of each other, those 2 touchdown passes. Round Valley was able to sneak receivers behind the defense. Don't ask me how, but they did. They saw some things, they took advantage of it, and they exploited with perfection. 2 long touchdowns. Congratulations to them on that. But they also got 2 onside kick recoveries. Those little pooch kicks over the first line. Got 2 of them back-to-back within 30 seconds of each other on clock time. I don't know how those things happen. And yet they did. We saw it, and it was almost like living a mini nightmare right there, especially if you just felt for St. John's in those moments, knowing they played great. And my goodness, is that Coach Morgan? There's Mike Morgan down there on the field. Coach Morgan is out on the field. Well, that is outstanding. He has had some real health issues. There's his wife, Diane, there nearby. There she is. Diane, always with the fabulous hair. Have always loved it, and she is such a wonderful, wonderful person. I need to see, and Derek, I hope you'll let Coach Morgan know, please don't leave before I have a chance to say hi to him. I'll come down on the field as soon as our broadcast is done. And I have been meaning to see him for a while. One of my all-time favorite football dudes right there. 38-21 final score. Round Valley has defeated St. John's Redskins on a great night here at the Dome, everybody. Well, then let's forget about those 2 minutes for a moment, and let's talk about some of these other things. If you're St. John's, you've got to feel good about yourself. You know you can move the ball on a good defense. You know that you've got some great defensive play of your own. We saw some of that, and it was kind of punctuated right there at the end of the game. How about that great tackle that we saw finish up the game? Colton Platt with the big tackle, the big hit on the Round Valley running back. It's a St. John's team that I think can walk out of here holding their head high. Always tough to take a loss. But if you can get something and you can talk yourself into getting something good out of it, isn't this the kind of night that you talk yourself into that?
Yeah, and like you said, nothing to hold their heads on or put their heads down on, because they came in here from the get-go. They had a hostile crowd that was very loud, and they overcame it. A few early penalties hurt, but by the time the middle of the second quarter had started, they were dominating this game. They dominated the flow of this game. And not to go back and beat a dead horse, but this game was decided by 4 consecutive plays. And those 4 plays don't happen, it's a very different scoreboard. And you walk out of here, if you're St. John's, going, if we can fix momentary lapses in our mental game, we're a team that a conference above us has to play hard to beat.
And I think I don't think that St. John's is going to have that problem of a receiver getting deep behind them when it's prevent defense time for the rest of the season. I just don't think it's going to happen again to St. John's.
No, absolutely not. If there is one takeaway to take from this game, is that at end of halves and it's a tight game, you're putting guys back. Do not allow anybody to get behind you. But other than that, so many positives for this team.
Let's announce the Sports Zone's players of the game. We have 2 players of the game here in this one tonight, the victory for the Round Valley Elks. And it's a privilege for us to announce the 2 guys. One a junior, one a senior, and we'll mention that junior first. And what a great job today. Brody Crick is our Sports Zone player of the game. Unfortunately, we don't have stats on Brody's night, but we know that he found the end zone twice, right? 2 touchdowns scored by Brody. And, he just did Brody Crick kind of things tonight. Great job handling the ball as a receiver, running the football as well. Saw him reel off a couple of sizable, chunky runs there late in the second half to kind of put this game on ice. What a wonderful job by Brody Crick. And, he's that guy, he shows you, he proves to you the game speed that he's got when he gets in the open field, and certainly did that tonight and helping secure a victory over St. John's. He is one of our Sports Zone players of the game.
Yeah, and the other goes to senior number 2, Brenton Walker. both sides of the ball. He caught one of those touchdowns right before the end of the half, and he had a huge pass deflection late in the second half to help seal this victory as well, on top of another a slew of other great plays.
So it's Round Valley getting to celebrate. It's homecoming Friday night here at the Round Valley Dome, and we are awaiting our players of the game to head out from the tunnel. And you know what? Derek Simmons is down there, and he's got the microphone. We might as well do a check with Derek and maybe even say, hey, Derek.
Hello.
How's it
Can
going?
you hear me?
We can hear you.
There we go.
Is this thing working?
Check.
It's working. Hey, man, how about the field's eye view of the game tonight? We didn't get your camera look tonight. We had some technical issues, but I'm sure you got a great slew, as you always do, of media that we'll see up on our social media site.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just had our technical issues just didn't allow us to use the field camera very much tonight. There was some plays that stood out to me just from my vantage point. One of them was on the near sideline here, the Round Valley sideline. It was the 15-yard penalty where the quarterback went out of bounds and then got hit, and they decided it was after the play. I had a great look at it right down the line, just because of the way they've built the dome here, and it's hard sometimes for our top camera to see the sidelines. I had a great shot on that one, and then on the far side, it was the J.J. Logan catch, if you recall that back in the first half, where he fully extended, went up and grabbed it, and I was right on top of that play, and so disappointed that we didn't get more of those looks for the people out there tonight. But yeah, we got some good stuff.
And you'll get to see it, highlights, packages, and more coming up on our social media in the days that follow. Our Sports Zone Radio Facebook page and our Instagram page. You can find all that kind of stuff there, maybe even on our YouTube channel as well. Victory for Round Valley. What do you think it says about the Elks, Derek, as they get ready to dive into the 3A Mountain Region schedule coming up?
Well, they're really good, and they're very fast. I think their size is going to be a bit of an issue this year, but they're going to – I still think they're the odds-on favorite to win the region here, the 3A Mountain region. St. John's hung around, and they were really tough, but it was the 4 plays you guys talked about several times. It was the 2 onside kicks and the 2 touchdowns. It just – those kind of things, as St. John's can't let that happen, but Round Valley's still making the plays happen, so I think Round Valley's going to be really, really tough to beat. If they stay healthy, they're thin in numbers, as you guys saw, and I'm really, really impressed. By the way, Trey was not lying about the younger Crick, number 7, about his facial hair. I walked by him. I mean, he's
a freshman.
It's not quite as thick as mine is, but it's kind of close. Freshman, yeah, and if you walked past him, you'd think he could be a senior or maybe even a college kid.
He's a guy who has to worry about a 10 a.m. shadow, doesn't he? Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna talk to our players of the game here shortly. Derek, one more thing real quick. I just wanted to mention this, okay? How about this deal? How about this advantage for Round Valley? They get to play Sholo, Payson, and ALA Mesa North all at home. They're all home games for them this year. That's huge. That is huge.
Yeah, and we've talked about it many times on the Friday Night Football show. It's really hard to come into the Dome and win in the Dome. So Snowflake's first championship in 2020, before in their back-to-back seasons, they came over to Round Valley. They should have beat Round Valley, but it's just really hard to win in the Dome.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So great advantage for Round Valley. Let's talk to our players of the game, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Derek will get the microphone situation going. Looks like we're going to talk to the senior first. He is called Brenton Walker.
This is your volume.
And he's getting set up right now. Derek will get him going, and then we'll get him on tap here. Look at that great touchdown run on your screen from one of our other players of the game. That is Brody Crick. That run right there, and I think that run was 48 yards, if I'm not mistaken. That run, such a poignant moment in the game, and it just helped to kind of drive the nails in the coffin, didn't it, for Round Valley in the victory tonight?
I think so. I think that's when the gas was fully evaporated from the St. John sideline. I think that's when it was apparent that this game was probably out of reach.
Hey, let's talk to our Sports Zone players of the game. Begin with the senior, Brenton Walker for Round Valley in a 38-21 Round Valley victory tonight. Folks, the Sports Zone's player of the game is presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, the hospital right here in Round Valley. And let's talk to this senior, Brenton Walker. Brenton, congratulations on the homecoming victory for you and the mighty Round Valley Elks.
Thank you.
Well, that was a hard-fought battle, man.
It was.
I mean, those guys brought their stuff today, and tell me about the physical nature of the game today. There are always physical games between Round Valley and St. John's, but boy, this to me seems like one of those hard-hitting game all night long.
Oh, yeah, it was. It definitely was. We like to come out and hit. That's what we do. We just came out and did that tonight.
Take you to that play you made late in the game. St. John's throwing deep. They had a wide receiver open down the right sideline, and I mean, the pass was a good-looking pass. I think it was going for 6, undoubtedly.
Yeah,
you made it over. You ranged over and got your hands outstretched, got your arms stretched, and got a piece of ball, deflected it, and saved a touchdown. Tell us about the play. Talk about that, how the guy got open in the first place, but talk about the moment there and the big play that you made.
It was a miscommunication between me and the corner, and I looked back and I saw him, so I had to get on my horse and get on top of him and knock it down.
It's exactly what you did, young man. Exactly what you did. What does it mean to get a victory on homecoming over St. John's, this team that you've played so many times over the course of your football playing life? And, you know, you don't want to have to play your rival for homecoming, but I look at the schedule ahead, and I think it's the most sensible thing to do is to play St. John's. They made it tough on you, but what does it mean to get this win?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Feels good. Needed to happen.
How many times have you beaten St. John's in your life?
Every single time we play them.
Okay. All right. If I'd have known that was the answer, I might not have asked the question. Feels good every time?
Oh, yeah.
Got some friends on that other side, on that St. John's team?
Yeah, I got a couple cousins.
Good for you. Good deal. Well, listen, man, enjoy the victory. Enjoy the homecoming weekend. You deserve it. And you guys, what a great start. You pretty thrilled to be 4-0 right now?
Oh, yeah.
You got a tough schedule ahead.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Keep it going. Game at a time, buddy.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, there's Brenton Walker. He is one of our Sports Zone players of the game, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Made that huge touchdown-saving pass deflection late in the game, ranging over, showing his speed, showing his instincts, really, and making a huge play. This guy here, flashes of brilliance, running the football. Caught a skinny post touchdown pass earlier in the game. That preceded that long, I think, 48-yard touchdown run that we flashed on the screen a moment ago, one of our highlights. Let's talk to Brody Crick, the junior, and say congratulations, Brody, on a Round Valley win tonight on homecoming.
Thank you.
Brody, I'll begin my questioning right there where I left off with your teammate, Brenton, and that's to talk about, what it's like to beat the St. John's Redskins. And you've had a lot of success against them, but it seems to me like, in this rivalry, doesn't matter how many times you beat them, how many times you've beaten them in a row, every win you get over St. John's got to be gratifying.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell us why. What's so important about it for you?
They're our rivals.
Simply put.
Simply put.
Simply put, yeah. And rivalry games, right? Who else? Who else is on that list for you guys? You got St. John's, but who else do you kind of consider this is a team that we just love to stick it to? We love to beat.
I'm going to have to go with Sholo on that one.
Why did I think Sholo was – I had a feeling Sholo was going to be mentioned. You get Sholo coming up in, I don't know, was it 3 weeks, something like that? You get him right here at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brody, talk about those plays. Let's talk about that touchdown catch you had, that little toss over the middle from Cage Finch. He laid it right in there. Just a beautiful throw. You ran a great route, got a step on the defender, and then he couldn't catch it. Tell us about that.
That was our plan. We saw that he was going to get burnt. He wasn't playing very good defense, so we're like, we'll just run him off, and then we'll just throw that skinny post and it'll work.
How about the run? How about the long touchdown run? I think that was a 48-yarder, if I'm not mistaken. But, right at the end, there's two guys. You kind of cut back between them. You get wrapped up a little bit. You get spun around. I don't know how you stayed on your feet. Describe that run for us.
I think the line blocked really good on that one. That was a great play, blocking-wise. But I don't know how I stayed up either. I didn't even see the guy coming. I was just going to slow down, try to cut back, and I guess he didn't wrap up, so got out of it.
How big to get a homecoming victory?
It is awesome, especially with the rival game. Feels really good.
Was there any doubts? I mean, listen, St. John's was locked in with you guys, and then they made 4 mental mistakes there at the end of the half. You guys exploited every single one of them, took advantage with the 2 touchdowns and the 2 onside kick recoveries. I'm shocked that those slipped away from them, but you guys, 100%, you were perfect on taking advantage of the opportunities that they put in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Simply put. Simply put. Listen, Brody, we know you want to get out and enjoy homecoming, and certainly hope you do. And, great to see you, man. Great job, and you keep up the good work, okay?
Thank you very much.
Brody Crick is one of our Sports Zone players of the game. Congratulations, Brody. We'll see you again down the road.
See ya.
He and the guys got it done. He and the guys with a huge victory tonight. Final score 38-21. Round Valley has defeated the St. John's Redskins on a beautiful night at the Dome, because it's always beautiful at the Dome.
It's a little humid in here, Floyd, if I may say so.
There was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of human bodies, a lot of respiration happening,
Yes.
All right, that humidity you're feeling, that's breath.
Don't put it that way. I don't want to think of it that way.
That is breath, my friend. Because we came in earlier before anybody got here, and there was exactly 15% humidity in the building. Right now, 71%.
Oh, no.
Something like that. Well, let's see. A great finish, great game, and Round Valley, they were able to get the job done. Well done, and we congratulate them. Congratulate Coach Brad Baca and his staff. And a great job, as always, here, the staff at the Round Valley Dome. I mean, nobody does it better. And want to say thanks for the hospitality here, as they always provide. And Trey, well done.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you on the call. And,
it's a lot of fun.
And you know what? You're gonna do pretty good at this.
Oh,
you're gonna be pretty good at this.
Honestly, I've been waiting to hear that.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't give the compliments and the positives out that easily, because we have a high standard.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You want to achieve a high standard. You don't want to be mediocre. We'll leave that to somebody else out there. How's that? Okay?
That works.
All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up here tonight from the Round Valley Dome. Congratulations to our Sports Zone players of the game, Brody Crick, and as well as his teammate Brenton Walker. The Sports Zone players of the game tonight, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Big thank you to them. Big thank you to Perkins Cinders on our Sports Zone and Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. And we announced a brand new name going into the Hall of Fame just earlier tonight on the Friday Night Football Show. The great Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket Corey Lizarraga is going to be inducted sometime soon, and a legendary player at Blue Ridge High School, and some other great names discussed. I don't know if you caught any of that portion of our discussion today on the show, Trey.
I wasn't able to. I was driving home from work to get over here.
Some great names for consideration, and I'm going to be voting next for a young man from St. John's called Shad Bride. That is going to be the guy I'm going to vote for. Shad Bride will get my vote. Next up, we'll see how that goes with the rest of the committee. But you got guys like Josh Weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's a whole bunch of linemen that, Big Reggie here from Snowflake and now coaching at Round Valley. Reggie will get some consideration, that's for sure. There's a dude goes by the name of Porter Caldwell.
Yep.
Who is a odds-on favorite at some point to get inducted. And the list goes on and on. We talked about a defensive back and safety named Jordan Nicholas for the Show Low Cougars back in their championship season in 2007. The list goes on and on of the great ones. Steele Armstrong, the great Blue Ridge linebacker. He is a guy that gets consideration. There was a lineman around the same time called Sheldon Jacks at Blue Ridge. He gets consideration. There are St. John's and Round Valley players galore. There's a lot of people to consider, okay? So some of the names that are up for grabs. I'm going to vote for Shad Bride next. Just telling you.
Okay.
Go look at his numbers.
Yeah. Well, and just from that list, I think a lot of those guys will eventually get there. But I think one growing up that may surprise a lot of people who influenced me a lot was actually Josh Weeks.
Josh Weeks.
That was a kid who, I was obviously a lot younger than him, but hearing his name on the radio, he was always making big plays all the time.
His name is peppered throughout the 3A record books, okay? Still is. What a great player. What an accomplished player for the Show Low Cougars during their championship run. His quarterback, Rathan Reisdorf, has already been announced and will be inducted soon into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. Our never-ending thanks to the great people at Perkins Cinders for sponsoring that whole thing and making it possible for us to do those inductions and do them in a first-class kind of way. Well, I want to say thank you to our entire broadcast team, led by our producer and director, Derek Simmons. On camera for us tonight, Big Sean Ulvestad, our technical director, Noah Anderson, our scoreboard operator, Rochelle Austin. What a great job she did tonight. And for my broadcast partner, Trey Schneider, Floyd Simmons, thanking you for joining us, everybody. Saying we hope you have a great weekend. God bless you, and we'll see you next week, next time on the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show and the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Until then, congratulations to the Round Valley Elks, victorious over St. John's 38-21. And until then, good night, everybody, from the Round Valley Dome.